Hey everybody, welcome back to Season 2, Episode 2 of The Variants. We are going to hopefully find out the fate of Silhouette. And I just noticed that even though Thomas is here, it still says Randy. So just pretend that that Thomas has his name right there, and he's going to be playing Silhouette today. And I believe, if we're lucky, then Randy will be joining us very, very soon. But in the meantime, why don't we introduce ourselves again? Let's start all the way at the bottom right and have Cassie go first.
I don't know. Who am I? My name is Cassie Levitt, and I play Takedown, who is our tank and speedster. All-around healing abilities and whatnot.
And up from her.
Hey, it's Danny Yoon, Danny Oliver, whichever you prefer. I'm playing Guishin. He is our young, flying, quantum energy boats, smashing, energy guy. So, hey, here I am.
We had a conversation this week. Actually, it was not a conversation, but it was me liking something that Danny said. And it was like, quantum is what people use when they want to have some mysterious kind of science energy. So we have lots of quantum mystery in the Optiverse. And north of Danny, we have not Randy, but...
Hey, I'm Thomas. I play Silhouette near the shadow, spooky, possessed boy, if you will. So other than that, I do a little bit of RPG online, Emerald Grid, amongst other things, and I do the French accent in some podcasts. That's my job around these people. We need someone with a French accent. That's what I do.
Why do you think I have this outrageous accent?
And to the southwest of our character map, Sandy.
Hi, that's me. I play Magnitude. She is the metabolism superpower. She has super strength or can shoot energy beams from her fingers. Pew. Yeah, that's me.
And along our character left coast, we have Rusty.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Russell Zimmerman, a.k.a. Rusty. I'm a writer. I'm a nerd. I run A Sea of Spears, a Song of Ice Fire game, right here on the Shadowcaster Network. I play in a bunch of stuff because I have trouble setting professional boundaries and saying no to my friends.
Holla.
Here, I'm Bootleg, and I manipulate genetic anomaly powers.
And I am Opti. I'll be your GM for this flight, so strap in. We are headed into outer space, where Silhouette has been captured by an alien species. I'm going to throw them up here so that everybody can see what they look like. Maybe. Anyway, does anybody remember the species that we're dealing with?
That would be the Aerovet species.
There we go. These lovely chaps right here. And they have imprisoned Silhouette in a place that they are calling the Flosternock, or at least that's the beak-like building in the center of this star station. And they, the variants themselves, have just gotten back in touch with each other. Their headmaster is here, gallivanting with a lady alien named Flackentine. And they have just gotten to the point where their janitor, Cliff, has broken his arm and has been led away seemingly by a group of alien hospitalists. I'm using that word wrong. But people who take people and help them get better. There's a word for that I can't think of off the top of my head. Paramedics or doctors or whatever. And
Hospitalist.
Yeah, hospitalist is the absolute wrong word. I know that. And I'm sure Rusty could be along shortly to tell me what a hospitalist actually is. But
no, I'm fine. It's your show, man. That's what they call it in this universe.
Yes, that's it's a problem with the universal translator. So the hospitalists have taken Cliff, the janitor, who was just a moment ago wailing because you splinted his arm with his mop. And so he thought that his arm was replaced by a mop, and now he's crazy and wailing, and just calmed down. But now you are on the outside of the space station. Not quite inside yet, but you are together again. And I believe it is your mission to somehow help Silhouette.
Well.
So Bootleg has found us. We are now face to face?
Yes.
Okay. So, how was your date?
Yeah, howdy, y'all. It's nice to see you, too, on this alien planet. Who the fuck knows where? Who the hell knows how far from home? But that's fine. Let's open with the really important stuff. My staged double date with a senile old telepath and some actually really nice girl. She was charming, thank you.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
It's 3 hours from Earth.
At least that's how long our ship took to get there. So who knows how far away.
As the duck flies.
As the duck flies, yeah. So yeah, we already knew the answer to that question. So on to more important things.
Yeah.
So did you find out anything?
Way more than I ever thought I wanted to know about the Aravet species. Flacantine and Korstrel, who are quite charming young ladies. Their nephew, Juful, is the captain of this Aravet installment of their galactic commonwealth. And then there's, of course, the Flosternack. Somewhere within the largest building on this rock is where they're holding Silly. Oh, who, bonus, they think has the Leviathan within him, which is some sort of shadowy monster, one of 4 legendary primordial beasts that's supposed to, like, bring about cosmic destruction and that sort of thing. So yeah, no, my date was fine, though.
Well, thanks for the recap, though.
You know, a lot of things are making sense. Not surprised
Are
by
they?
this news. Yeah, no, you were in the middle of that. You saw it. You saw what he did in that sexton. You lived through it.
Nope.
Yeah, you wanted to forget, but
But it also didn't exactly destroy the galaxy or nothing. He interrupted the sex party from your grandparents' weird sex club.
That's true.
None of us died. The city didn't get devoured, much less the whole Earth, much less.
I don't think it's world destroying, but like, there's something in him.
The problem is that they do think it's world destroying.
That's probably.
I mean, scary shadow stuff and kind of joined the other team for a while. All that aside, Silhouette's had our back just about every time.
Yeah, no, I want to go get him. I didn't say I didn't want to, but it explains a lot. But we gotta go get him. Do you know where he is?
Yeah, no, of course he's right in the Flosternack.
In the Flosternacker. With the Snacker and the
What?
Yes.
I'm gonna
Those
need to write
things.
this term down, so I don't understand. Like,
Everything has died on my Twitch.
Oh no, I agree.
Is
Is anybody else having a problem?
It is back now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay, good.
for like 10 seconds, everything was very, very wrong.
Okay.
Okay, we're back.
That was my fault because the professionalism part of me was like, nah. Even though I'm streaming from Discord, nobody's gonna notice when I hop on and talk to Randy. So we've reached that point where I told the group that if Randy hops on, they're gonna have to like take over and do roleplay while I fix all the Twitch stuff. So this is what's happening right now. Do it in real time.
Flosternacker. Yes.
Yeah,
You said it was the largest building?
Yeah, the big one that's shaped kind of like a beak. But yeah, we haven't been able to pin down much more than that. I'm feeling kind of a weird disturbance in our psi-link with the headmaster, which could be him being extra drunk, or it could be, got all sorts of uneasy things happening.
Shades, perhaps?
So, yeah, so let's just kind of embrace the static and try not to think too hard about that right now.
Oh, God.
The less I talk about it, the better I'll do that.
Yeah,
Right.
but last I checked, he is still trying to get some information about Jufel, who's the captain on this rock.
Right.
And hopefully, maybe he can get some information from him and find out a little bit more about where they're holding Silhouette. I don't know. I'm having trouble feeling super optimistic about his James Bond 007 subtle conversational skills, but I guess we're just going to have to see what happens.
Oh, God, he is not a subtle man. Oh.
Well, so here's kind of a thing. I'm used to like, all right, the first thing we did was like crazy island, evil lair, robots. That was good times, right? And then like, there's the sex club, and that was obviously a thing. But this like feels like these guys are the legit like authority, and so how's that going to work?
Well, they're not in charge of genetic anomalies.
Yeah, but they don't see him as one. They don't know what those are, I doubt. I mean,
and they're in charge of here. They're in charge of here, so...
Well, sure, but we're in charge of genetic anomalies. So, at some point we're going to have a pretty forceful disagreement with them about the nature of exactly where their galactic Commonwealth's authority stops. Good news on that front, though, it does actually seem to not extend to Earth, because I went on at length with my date, explaining to them that I was from the planetary colony of Texas, that's a part of the American Protectorate, which is part of the Earth Empire, and yada, yada, yada. So they kept forgetting. So I'm thinking that there's some kind of cosmic scale telepathic whammy going on. And A, I don't think the headmaster could pull that off, but B, the headmaster says he didn't do it. So it really feels like him to brag about that sort of thing, if it was him. So yeah, I'm thinking that there are powers greater than us at work here in terms of some sort of weird Terran mind block thing. So maybe we could just grab Silly and get out of here, and they'll never, ever, ever know where to come looking for us.
Wait, I'm sorry, during the date, didn't they mention some sort of elite group of, like, protectors?
Yeah, they got kind of a, I don't know, Royal Guard type of thing going on somewhere.
Like a their version of Justicars? Those guys are cool, by the way.
Yeah, sure. Or, their version of us. It could be their version of us.
I like that one better, but hold on. So wait. So what if they're right? Have we considered that possibility?
Not particularly.
Well, I have, but I don't know if it's necessary to kill him.
I mean, what if enough people believed that the devil was in us because we're genetic anomalies, and all of us had to die before we destroyed the Earth?
I mean, so far, to my knowledge, not all of us have made just people like boomf, right? Like
boomf.
What?
Well, I mean, Silhouette's done some like
boomfing.
Crazy things, hasn't he? That's.
I mean,
like, I guess it depends on what you think crazy is, but.
I mean, I guess at the end of the day, we're talking about a jurisdictional thing, right? Bootleg, like, it's our problem if he turns out to be some sort of like world-destroying monster.
Well, we should at least start by figuring out how to get that thing out of him, if that thing is in him. And by the way, just so y'all know, like, it kind of feels like something is. His powers still feel like genetic anomaly powers, but kind of slippery. Little hard to get a hold of. So there is something going on, but he does still ping as a genetic anomaly to me, and that makes him our responsibility. So I think we start by figuring out how to get that thing out of him. And then, hell, if they want to destroy that, then more power to them. But we need to find out a way for them to do that without them, killing silly.
Are you able to control his powers to turn them down or off or whatever, however you do it?
I haven't wanted to be tampering with it just yet while he's in whatever Flosternock magical prison thing they got, just in case it messes with whatever security they got going on. I figured better to keep a low profile than try to directly mess with their prisoner until we get our act together.
Right. I'm just saying, like, as somebody who's got, friends and loved ones on the world, I don't know if we should take somebody who could maybe destroy that world back to our world. You know what I'm saying? Like, till we find out.
I appreciate your concerns, but we got to do right by Silhouette. So let's worry about getting the Leviathan out of him, and then it should be fine to take him home.
And besides, we don't have to take him to the world. We can just, keep him in Texas.
Oh, okay. Has anyone ever considered what if that weird duck thing we have is the Leviathan? Why do we think it's a silhouette?
Whoa. Take down. That's why is that even a thing in your head?
I don't know, because it does a lot of weird stuff and we don't know how it works, and we fly around in it and it changes all the time, and didn't we get that about the same time? And I don't know. Soren, did help there?
Yeah, it seems kind of weird. No, I had not considered that.
But there's a slippery thing in Silhouette, and there's not a slippery thing in...
Is there a slippery thing in Silhouette? He's just a shadow. Have you seen it?
And Bootleg, you said when you tried to read the ducky before that it had the same ping as a anomaly, right?
I mean, I've been able to manipulate the golden ducky before a few times, yeah.
I don't know. When I say you're Leviathan, I don't think small, slippery thing is Silhouette. I think big thing.
Maybe Leviathan means something different to their language.
But, I mean...
Well, didn't they say it was some sort of, shapeless cosmic horror thing? It can be whatever the hell it wants to be. I doubt that,
it could be me right now.
Matters to them, yeah.
It's not, though. It's not. Totally not. Don't. I am not the Leviathan. Promise.
So, let's figure out how to get into the Flosternock, figure out where to find Silhouette when we're in there, and then we'll get to the bottom of all this and see what's going on.
Yeah, I think that's probably regardless of who the Leviathan is, not the Ray Duck, that's probably our plan.
Cool. So how are you going about it?
Well, that's the question.
About this time, the headmaster sort of shuffles up to you, and he actually looks really presentable. Like he took his time and got himself, all his mustache is waxed and his hair is just perfect, and you can't tell if he was doing anything. Although, Bootleg and Magnitude, you do notice that he has something sticking out of his mouth. It's something blue.
So just
only you two notice.
Two of us notice that he's got something in his mouth.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
I would have skipped the perception tests and just do for the drama. That's all.
The passive perception.
I'm not sure that drama is quite the right word.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Everybody roll a perception test. We'll do this the hard way.
No, I'm just saying, considering the skin tone of the girlfriend I just went on a double date with, I don't think that drama is why only a few of us are noticing a blue thing stuck to his mouth or something.
Maybe I was just future telling, because Gui Shin and Takedown certainly didn't notice it.
No. It's just a blue raspberry bubble pop.
No, I've got to roll my perception just because.
Right. I mean, now you've got to.
Okay, fine. So Magnitude didn't notice it.
But who did?
Oh, look at Chameleon. Noticing.
Noticing stuff.
Look at you
Seeing
noticing
things.
stuff. I figured that Bootleg was going to have high enough perception, but I'll make him roll.
Yeah, it's a 35.
Okay, so Chameleon and Bootleg, you notice there's something blue sticking out of his mouth.
All right, well, now I've officially rolled high enough to pointedly ignore it because I don't want to know what body part she left some blue thing stuck in his fucking teeth from or whatever. So I'm going to make a point of not looking at the blue bit of Aerofet anatomy stuck to his mouth. And instead, I'm just going to turn to him and go, so how much of our conversation did you listen in on with your old, mind whammy stuff?
Nothing. I just got here. I would never violate your. I'm just kidding. I can't even finish that sentence. Anyway, no, I wasn't paying attention. What's the plan here?
Well, we were hoping that you would still be working your girlfriend for information about her nephew, so we could figure out
absolutely. I was doing that exact thing. As a matter of fact, I know exactly where Captain Jufel, his last name is Ertoner, is going to be for the next couple of hours, and it seems as if it's going to be executing your friend. So, if we wanted to do something about it, if that's what's going to pacify you enough to get us all home, it appears as if... I'm just kidding, I like him too. But, we should probably get on that. And he kind of does a cool little flick of the wrist, and he says, and this key card will get us in. But we should probably go now.
All right. Once we get in, do you know where we need to go once we're inside?
Yes, I have gleaned that knowledge through completely non-telepathic ways.
Yeah, no, I'm shudderingly horrified to try and figure out how. Listen, boss, could you maybe pick up on a social cue for once in your fucking life?
I learned how to read the maps, Bootleg.
Yeah, you read something. Just would you clean up that a little bit? You got a little something.
Oh, what's that?
What's he got?
Oh, it's a feather, and he tosses it. That's it. All right, let's go. And he bounds off, sort of superhero-y, but in his suit, he just looks really ridiculous.
So it's like Marvel Cinematic Universe, like the Blu-ray special feature when they show them flying and teleporting without the special effects.
That's right. It's just a guy in a suit running in an alien space station.
It's an ab window. The ab window is the best part.
So it's just banana fruit cummerbund vaulting down the street without a cape, flourish, or any magic. Right. Gotcha.
All right. Well, let's all follow our intrepid leader, Colonel Sanders.
I heard that.
It's always best when he hears it.
So, boss, since you've been here for a little bit and all, remind me again, they're fancy schmancy Royal Guard types. They're off planet or something, right?
That is debatable. Off planet in a way, as in they are not where we are. They are on a different planet, but the planet, and he kind of points off to where, if you were on Earth, to where the moon would be. But as he points now, he's pointing to the huge-ass planet that your space station is orbiting. He said, well, they're sort of right there, so
basically... we got 10 minutes?
Yes, we're going to have to make this rather quick once we pull the trigger, so to speak.
All right, so we're talking regular law enforcement arrival times, but not regular law enforcement ability upon arrival.
I confess I do not know the full range of their abilities, so if they have a teleporter or anybody who can fly close to the speed of whatever's in between sound and light, that might be a problem. Or if they have technological abilities to transport, which I don't think they do. Yeah, it's kind of a crapshoot.
So are they like aerovetomalies, anomalies, but for their people?
I don't know. I just don't know that. I do know that not all of them are of the same species, but they all do seem to have powers, which, at least from my perspective, are superpowers.
So
but I don't
I'm
know
just,
exactly where they come from.
I just look at Mr. Leg there, and I
Oh, if you're talking about whether or not Bootleg can gank him, I wouldn't count on that. Have you ever tried to do your deal with the spaceship back there? That might give you a sign. We're probably a little bit late for that right now, but
I was able to manipulate its power some, but not nearly as good as I'd like. Not enough that I'd want to count on it in a fight, but yeah, we'll see what happens, I guess.
All right, well.
So the other thing that we may or may not have considered while I was discussing things with my lady friend is the possibility that we may be taking on something that we are not equipped to handle. Now, I know that Silhouette is our team buddy, and I know that we have a sort of self-destructive need to save people who need saving.
Oh, I think we already had this talk, Headmaster.
All right, then.
Just between us, yeah. So we can skip that and move on.
I'm suddenly a little frightened, though, that I agree with you.
Having said that, the Erevids seem to think that this, whatever is attached to Silhouette, this Leviathan, is some sort of world-ending threat. So, just, I guess, be aware of whatever we're walking into. I mean, I got nothing to lose. I know how this all turns out. I mean, we're gonna win, of course, so, I guess let's do it. Just keep that in the back of your mind.
Right. Our objective is to get the Leviathan removed from Silhouette, first and foremost. I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe I can boost his powers while they laser the hell out of the Leviathan itself, or something like that. Maybe
he puts in this scenario.
I don't know, the Aerovet, the captain. Just whoever we can run into on this.
So your plan is to let them execute Silhouette and just hope that you're going to boost his powers good enough?
No, my plan is to get there and see what we run into, talk to them about what they know about the Leviathan, and if it can be removed from its host, and then play it by ear. What's your plan?
No, that's a good one. Just charge in there and see what happens. That's kind of the default, isn't it? So
the no plan has always done well in the past.
I mean, I don't know. The universe must like us because it always just seems to work out that way. Well, until it doesn't. I got a couple of those stories too. But hey, why not?
I mean, frankly, I don't think the odds of us getting in there and pulling off a heist and getting Silhouette out of there and flying home without them noticing are all that great. So I figure we talk to them in earnest about removing the Leviathan as a pretty solid plan B.
All right. Well, do you want to lead this shindig or do you want to follow me?
To the Flosterknocker.
All right. Go ahead, Guishin. Take point on this one.
All right, Guishin just starts walking in a direction towards what he thinks is the biggest building he can see.
You know, walking is awfully slow compared to the speed at which I think we should probably be moving. Because this execution is supposed to be happening anytime now.
Then we should.
But if you want to mosey, that's fine. Just
is there any vehicle around that we can hijack?
Guishin, can you just call the duck?
I can. The answer is yes, but is that gonna? Are people gonna be okay with that?
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna blow a big hole in the Floster Knocker in a minute, so I guess it doesn't matter.
I'm not saying we're planning to blow big holes in anything. I'm saying we can use the ducky to get there more quickly and have our escape ride somewhere handy if we need it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's smart to drive up to the building we're going to try to infiltrate.
You're right. We should just go at saunter speed, Chameleon.
Or I can just fly and carry everybody there with me.
I mean, speak for yourself.
Right. Meet you there.
Fine. Take point. Just go and see what you see. Guishin, do you think you could open a portal to the Floster Knocker? I will say, pointing at the Floster Knocker.
Do you think I can open a portal to the Floster Knocker?
If I give you an assist, do you think you could open a portal that far?
Yes. How far does it look to be? How many football fields away is it? Because that's about the only way Guishin can read distance.
That's
well,
Mr. GM.
Oh, that's
directed to you.
We have absolutely no sense of scale.
Yeah,
in this
you guys
game.
have only gone probably about 60 meters.
Right, but we don't know how far from the Flosternock we are. Like, I thought we were outside the Flosternock last session, and then the headmaster started off at a brisk.
Yeah. You're not very when you decided to go back into the Flosterknocker, like you were basically in the Flosterknocker, but the Flosterknocker itself is a few hundred meters large.
So the headmaster was like, "Let's get walking," and then Chameleon was like, "Yes, we should walk," and the headmaster was like, "No, you fool! It's too far to walk." So I'm just wanting to say where some of our confusion is coming from.
The Flosterknocker is the open air, or the kind of relatively open centerpiece to the whole thing, the bubble. But the execution is not taking place actually in the Flosterknocker. It's past the Flosterknocker. But you have to go through the Flosterknocker to get there. As we explained in detail last session, but I understand we've all forgotten. So, yeah.
We are trying to get to Silhouette. The headmaster
you should
said he knew the way.
Run quick. How about that?
We are following the headmaster.
Hey, we run and we'll get there faster. How about that?
I figured that's what the headmaster meant by. I didn't mean
alternatively, the Ray Duck can come by and in the form of one of those little buggies that you take when you're in airports.
We will follow the headmaster.
Like a golf cart?
Like a golf cart.
I was trying to do last time.
All right, so for the sake of this showing up in a future book with art, the Ray Duck comes by in the form of a golf cart that sits 6, and you guys are racing forward on a golden golf cart.
Does it go fast at least?
Oh yeah, it's totally.
After the
pumping.
conversation we just had, all I can think about is that Austin Powers moment with a golf cart. That's the scenario we're
Okay, so you hit the end of the Flosterknocker, and it looks like if you're reading it correctly, the Justice Building is the door you need to go into, and it is
We're
locked.
going into that door,
but the headmaster has the key card and swipes it, and you are in. You see a bunch of different people who are all kind of standing in a line.
Is this the line for execution?
They say this is the line to update registration.
Oh, my bad.
All right. Does the headmaster know where we're going or not?
At this point, he says, "I think it's this way," and he starts jaunting down the hallway to the right.
I'm just going to continue riding the Ray Duck. It's golf cart size, so through the hallway.
Oh yeah, the hallway is no longer big enough for the Ray Duck.
Oh, I was thinking like airport size. Where,
people just getting tossed.
Well, the Ray Duck is parked that side.
And then turning a corner, you see like a window that just goes on for about 20 meters, and it looks like some sort of observation deck. And you can see below, it looks like something like a trial is going on. Nothing like the trappings that you would expect from an Earth-based trial. but you definitely see Silhouette. He is not conscious. He is chained up in these glowing blue bands on something that looks kind of like a, like a big stone sacrificial table, like you would expect to see in some Celtic movie. He's on a stone table like that, but he's wrapped up in these blue bands of energy, and there are Aerovet and different members of different species making impassioned speeches. You don't understand those because you don't understand their language, but you do seem to understand that there's a trial going on, and there are people standing by with murder weapons that look like guns.
This reminds me of like 3 different movies, and it doesn't end well in any of them.
Well, then, let's rewrite that script.
Yes. So...
Is it a, like, soundproofed observation thing, or, like, is it open down towards the courtroom?
No, it's got glass, so you wouldn't be able to say anything. You could... Your way down there is clear. You could just open the door and kind of walk through the glass if you wanted to. But it does look like a court is in process.
Right. We want to do that. At least Bootleg does. Everybody else is just like, let's see what happens to Silhouette. But not Bootleg, because that's what heroes do. They storm into alien courtrooms.
So you want me to smash the glass, boss?
No, there's a door. There's a door.
Or just walk in.
I'm gonna go invisible before we do this.
Okay, so we're going.
Like, nope, I'm out. Chameleon's the kind of guy that he's like watching an embarrassing movie and he just goes invisible. Like, I can't handle this.
We look out a window of a courtroom and there's a golden ducky hood ornamented golf cart driving by with just a pair of ghostly eyeballs hovering in the driver's seat as he just drives away from us. Yeah, it's cool.
Okay, so you open the door. There's a sort of like wisp of air, almost like a pneumatic kind of, and not expecting to be interrupted, the courtroom sort of looks over, and everybody kind of stops and
I yell out, "Objection!" And I look at Mr. Leg.
Headmaster, we're gonna need that universal translator kicked up a notch again.
Okay. You guys can now understand.
I say again, objection! Just in case they didn't understand me before.
I keep trying to like inch closer because they don't see me. I'm moving very slowly while they're grabbing attention, trying to get close to Silhouette. Is what I'm doing.
Oh, so you're like, okay, so go ahead and make a check for that to see how you're doing.
Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, I wanna be sneaky. Where's my stealth? There it is.
Okay. So far, you are not detected.
That is a horrible roll for my...
That you are aware of.
That is. I was about to say, like, wow, that's really bad. Really good if you're me.
Mainly because you are grateful that Guishin is making such an arse of himself that you feel like everybody's eyes are on him. Well, and the others that are visible. And
also, he's invisible, so
yeah,
it helps.
Yes.
Honorable Aerovet of this installation and Honorable Captain, we're here to speak in defense of the accused.
This is highly irregular. There's a person sitting in sort of the prime seat. This is being televised is not the word, but that's the translation. This is being televised to multiple worlds. And are you aware that by doing what you're doing and interrupting this galactic council, that you are putting your world at risk in the... and what world are you from? Who are you?
My name is Captain Bootleg from Texas, and I'm here to try and help my friend. And I point towards Silhouette.
Texas? Everybody looks around like, where's Texas? Explain yourself. What part of the galaxy is Texas?
Its own part.
More importantly,
Somewhere.
what part of my friend Silhouette is your mythological Leviathan?
You are friends with the Leviathan? And the whole courtroom gasps. Oh my goodness! Oh, how could? Oh, they must be killers. Take them.
I am friends with.
Whoa,
He'll hold his hands up. He goes, "I'm friends with Silhouette, and the Leviathan has infected him."
Somebody
If
leans
anyone
over.
help us-
One of the Aerovet that you actually recognize from the time that when the headmaster was on the moon with you guys, and a couple of the aliens were there. You recognize one of them, and he leans over and whispers something into what you presume is like the judge or the administrator or whatever. And he says, "Oh, you are acquainted with the host body."
Friends, not acquainted,
We are.
friends.
He has saved our life more than once, and the least I can do is try to do the same for him. If the Aerovet people are powerful enough to destroy the Leviathan, well, I reckon the Aerovet people must be powerful enough to remove the Leviathan from this host as well. And we're here to help you do that.
They sort of lean into each other and do a little counsel between, and they say, "Unfortunately, you must not understand the depth of our problem. The Leviathan is impossible to kill unless he is in a host. The host body makes it possible for us to deal with it. The Leviathan has destroyed untold worlds. It is not our place to save the life of one unknown person from..." And they look over each other. Where are they from again? And they shake their heads. I can't remember. And they say, "But we certainly cannot weigh your friend's life as higher than the weight of possible civilizations that may be destroyed as a result of the Leviathan's actions."
Which is why we're here, right? Right, Bootleg? Right.
But we are not unjust. If you would like to make your case, these are the final hours of the trial, and we will allow you to choose between the various methods of making your case.
I would appreciate a reminder of the options available to us. Yes.
You may, A, make a logical choice and defend using logic based on facts accepted by the Aerovet and the Galactic Council, to which we very, very highly suspect this is not something you're able to do. B,
Oh,
Don't let him goad you. It's not going to work.
one of the guys in the back says, "Ooh, burn." But
gonna
it's in
trolley
a
problem
different,
you.
it's in an alien language. And the other option, of course, is to let the gods decide.
What does that one mean?
No, if your course is true, then you'll be able to best our galactic guard in combat. And the gods will
easy
be on
enough,
your
bring that
side.
on.
Yeah. I'm feeling that.
And they all laugh at you. Like, "Ha ha ha ha! You are..." And they whisper together. "What's... idiots!"
You don't know everything's bigger and better in Texas.
I
Where's
feel
this
like we
Texas?
have better odds in a trial by combat against your guardians, but before we
But
get
your
into
lives
that,
are safer the other way.
well, you're saying
They are laughing at you. Like, they just think that you've made the stupidest decision that you've ever made.
I haven't decided anything yet. I'm still talking it out. But let me finish here. I feel like before a decision could be made either way, can we have a moment to check on our friend and see that he's been held in accordance to Aerovet law?
Of course.
I will approach the accused until somebody zaps me like a bailiff or something. You know, like I will get as close as I can until anybody moves to stop me.
No one's going to stop you. They've
I
allowed
word
you.
good word man. I word money good.
You're from Texas.
So yeah, I will get
More
up real
shade.
close to him and then I will scan him with my sense genetic anomaly nonsense, which is a super ninja deep dive when I do the power all the way.
Okay.
It is it's the level of what do they call it? Analytical and acute. So like if I glance at a piece of dirt with that level of another perception, I can make up like the exact elemental makeup of like dirt and rock I glance at. So it's that level when I do the full senses this way. So I'm going to take a weird, assassin sight look at our friend Silhouette, transfer over fully to my other vision mode, and just kind of see what the fuck is going on with him. So 1 second as I make a perception roll, sir.
As you're doing that, you feel something on your head. And just for the briefest moment before you switch your senses, you feel the headmaster's hand on your head. And then you switch over and you are not only looking at his genetics, but you're actually looking into his psyche.
Dope.
And Silhouette, all of a sudden, you are aware of yourself. You are standing in utter blackness. And all of a sudden, Bootleg is there with you. You're able to see Silhouette in a fully 3D form right now. He's not in the shadows, but he is surrounded by shadows. And you can hear a sort of draconic growling all around, flapping of wings and sort of grumble as it sort of starts to come from all around you and seems to be circling you all at once.
Well, hey there, silly. How you feeling?
Bootleg? Not quite sure. Feel like I just woke up from a very, very long sleep. Are we in my mind? Because that kind of looks like the dream I had in the last few weeks before.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe the astral imprint that you leave behind, maybe in your mind itself, maybe somewhere kind of in between your mind and the astral plane. I'm still a little rocky on the metaphysics of all this, but yeah, somewhere pretty dark.
So what you're able to glean from this is that there is way, way more of this Leviathan than there is of Silhouette. You're not able to scan anything about the Leviathan, but you are aware that Silhouette is drowning in it, and he's not able to get a foothold any longer to stop it or to fight the base impulses that the Leviathan are dredging up inside of him.
So, we're in a bit of a pickle here, buddy. I don't know if you noticed the giant shadow dragon eating your spirit and all that, but our alien friends, the Arrowvet, have. And apparently, stuck somewhere in your psyche is a civilization-ending threat called the Leviathan, shadowy creature of gloom, myth, legend, and destruction. And the only way they can stop it is by killing you as dead can be. So, I'm all ears for an option B here.
And Silhouette, you were able to understand that over the last couple of weeks or months, your hunger to eat people has probably not been your own desire, but this desire of the Leviathan to just consume and destroy and to break down. But now that you are yourself, and actually little pieces of you have been breaking off and then having other adventures and hanging out with other people. And so, those parts have now snapped back to you, and you can no longer reach out beyond yourself. You are just basically being utterly consumed by the Leviathan, and if it weren't for the bands, whatever they're holding you with, the Leviathan would just be out of control.
Well, I mean, it would be hard to blame them for what they think. And he looks around. guess I lost control of it. Not that I don't think I ever had any. As for killing me dead, well, I'm not quite sure of this one. Never really tested it, but from what I understood, even before the Leviathan, that's what you call it, right? Leviathan? Never told me its name.
That's what they're calling it, and it seems to fit. It's pretty Leviathan-y in here lately, I'd say.
Yes, I believe the name is appropriate. Yes, as I was saying, if they want to kill me dead, they would have to use light.
I know. I'm wondering if they could destroy your body, because they say that Leviathan can only be killed when it's in a host body. So the way I see it, we got about 3 potential ways out of this pickle. Number 1, we let him destroy your host body any which way but light. And we hope that does the trick, and you're yourself and not the Leviathan when you get out. Number 2, I just try to boost your powers, and we see if you can't out darkness the destroyer of worlds and kind of shake yourself free of the Leviathan. Or number 3, I borrow your powers, see if I can get the Leviathan stuck in me. They kill me, and you go home with the headmaster and everybody.
I don't like number 3, considering the fact that I basically took this thing on without really knowing what was going to happen to avoid one of you dying. That seemed redundant, so if push comes to it, I guess you could let them blast me, but the other 2 options might be interesting. If they think that it would do the trick, I would be back. I don't know when, but I will be back. And if it's not enough, well, boosting the power, I can try, but I cannot guarantee that it won't lead to horrible destruction and loss of control.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, me neither. All right, then. Listen, I'm going to go back to reality and maybe confer real quick with the powers that be, and we'll see what happens. And either way, I'll try to let you know.
Yes, let me know. There's things that are strange. It's like I've been fragmented and now coming back as one.
And I don't want you to come back as one just in time to die, buddy.
Yeah, that would be bad. So keep me posted. I'll wait here, I guess. And he looks around. I'm not sure what he's gonna.
And you hear the dragon one more time.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, fuck you too, buddy.
And you are forcefully shunted out of whatever darkness you were a part of. Feeling actually quite depleted and heavy, like you've had the world's worst cold and your whole body just sort of aches and hurts.
Is there like nearby something to lean against type of thing?
The stone tablet that Silhouette's resting on.
That'll work. So yeah, he'll just kind of slump against that for a moment. But even before he like straightens up and starts talking, he'll be trying to kind of shake it off. And then he'll go, Captain? I'm assuming, is the captain the one that seems to be sitting in like the judge's spot? And was it the captain that was doing the talking?
No, the captain, well, nobody's identified themselves as the captain yet, but the judge is not.
Okay, well, whoever it was that had been talking to us, I will talk to them. Listen, my friend is still in there. My friend is fighting against that dragon. And he thinks that with some help, he might be able to fight it off. But he doesn't want to risk your world doing so if we have a better idea. But if I can help him, if we can help him, and he can control that dragon and separate it from him without separating it fully, so it's still a host and you can still kill it. How do you kill it? What's the method of execution? What are you gonna do?
We will use the captured light, of course.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. I was kind of afraid you'd say something like that.
The Chiron's captured light. It was given to us just for this particular circumstance.
It's
Surprise!
It's awful convenient. All right then.
It's been with us for thousands of years. It's our purpose to kill the Leviathan.
What are you gonna do after the Leviathan's dead then? Have you thought of that? Like, revenge really is just a road that eats away at the soul and leaves you empty inside after.
No, we have, well, the other three beasts to serve. Of course.
What three beasts?
The behemoth, the Kirin, and the griffin, of course.
But after all they're done, then you're just gonna be empty, shallow.
Well, they're not done. They are life givers. The only destructive one is the Leviathan.
Okay, never mind. My point is...
It's okay.
Gotcha.
Where did you say you were from? Your people must be hard of understanding.
Or so advanced you can't ever remember where we're from.
Yeah, Texans have their own ways of doing things. Normally, that doesn't mean going out of our way to save black people. Rather ironically, but here we fucking are.
The headmaster leans over and goes, have you noticed that every time we talk about Earth or Texas, they forget it, like, in 3 seconds?
Yeah, no, that had come to my attention. Thanks.
Do you know why that is?
No, I asked you if you knew why, and you said you didn't.
I don't. I just think it was odd.
Opti, check Discord. Yeah, so I think it's pretty odd too. But yeah, we're a little bit known for stubbornness where I come from. Hey team, everybody cool with lending us a little bit of power for a tick? And I will
Take whatever you need.
I glance over my shoulder at the whole damn team.
I step forward and I give you my hand. I'll say, take whatever you need. I got plenty.
So are you going to take from the entire team and give it to Silhouette?
I'm going to spend a hero point to do something.
Oh, hold on.
Whoa.
Something just happened.
Discord didn't like that hero point expenditure.
The Leviathan's like, hell no you're not! You shut your damn mouth! So say that again, you're going to spend a hero point to do what?
I would like to spend a hero point for like a dramatic power stunt type of thing, and basically just turn my power theft into like a group AoE, and take genetic anomaly power from all the genetic anomalies in the room, which is to say, from the variants, and then bolster Silhouette with all those points.
I'm down.
That's not gonna be good when I'm standing right next to the dude. But cool.
Okay, go ahead and you know what? I'm not gonna make you use your roll. Silhouette, you got
because like
Flips out.
You got a hero point earlier as well from the chat, so you have your hero point as well. So if you want to use your hero point to fight off the Leviathan, while Bootleg uses his hero point to take all of the genetic anomalous powers around him and build up your genetic anomaly power, we could make something happen.
Yeah.
And
Superpower battery!
Yep. And basically, my power is just resisted by people making successful saves. But if everybody's choosing to fail those saves, and they fail it by like the full amount, then 30, 60, 90, 120, then Silhouette is going to get 150 character points poured into him with the acute eye to detail that my power gives me. So I'm pouring it specifically into my friend Silhouette and not into the Leviathan taint.
Okay. So what happens now is inside of your head, Silhouette, where you've been waiting, is all of a sudden the blackness becomes gray. And it becomes gray as in your headspace. The Leviathan begins to fade and screech, but eventually you are left with just yourself. And you are able to think and to feel and to be only Silhouette, and you don't feel any trace of the Leviathan.
Oh, nice.
He's also supposed to be trying to trap it. I'm just a reminder.
He cannot trap it. He does not feel it any longer. He has just completely exerted control to the point where the Leviathan does not seem to exist in him anymore.
Well,
tried.
He's gonna slowly try and take control back to the rest of his body, get out of his mind that he seems to be trapped in.
You cannot do that, however, because you are still entrapped by the sapphire bands of Kraganak.
Well, okay, so he's moving around in the gray room, trying to figure out the corners and stuff, and looking for any trace of the Leviathan.
And finding none. But on the outside, you weren't sure exactly what happened, if anything.
But we see...
Yeah, so there should be some cool, like, ripples around Bootleg as he syncs up with the team, and everybody's got, like, a heat aura energy signature around them that got, like, poured into Silhouette. And then, what else happens?
On the outside, there's somebody who says, "Excuse me, Magister!" And the head guy turns over and he says, "Yes, Captain Ertoner?" And he says, I don't understand it. There's no trace of the Leviathan in this host any longer." And the magistrate says, "What? That's impossible! That can't be correct!" And he looks and he says, "What did you do? How is this possible?" He's talking to you, Bootleg.
I helped my friend get control of the Leviathan. He's going to try and catch it if he can and kill it if possible. But you're not going to kill my friend. He can do more than you. He can do more than you know.
Somebody starts to murmur in the background, another different race, and they sort of wave their hands. Captain Ertoner turns back and he says, "What?" And he runs over there and he says, "Show me!" And he looks at this computer screen for just a bit and he says, Magistrate, the Leviathan, we've picked it up. It's actually tracking towards..." And then, like, he questions himself and he says, I don't know where it's headed, but it's definitely headed somewhere towards and he starts shaking his heads and he says, I don't know what's in that region of space, but it's definitely flying towards that region of space. And he says, "Show me!" And they put it up on the screen and it's definitely Earth, but they say that, "What is that planet?" And they all look at each other like it's right in the middle of their freaking galactic empire, and they're just shaking their heads like we don't know what that planet is. Why don't we know what that planet is? And they look at you and they say, "What have you done?"
Whatever it is, we did it to ourselves. So it's cool. Can we get on the Ray Duck now?
So is my friend
we'll
free
go
to
take
leave?
care of it.
The magistrate says, scan him, make sure. And so they run these little scanner things over Silhouette, and he says, "Sir, I'm not detecting any Leviathan energy." And he says, okay, then set him free. And this sort of mage-looking guy comes out and does this little wave of the hands and this little emblem that he's wearing. It looks like a nose. The stuff comes out of the nose and opens up, and the sapphire bands go back into the nose, and Silhouette, you're able to open your eyes and you're able to get up off the stone tablet.
Guishin, go get the duck started.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and fly back to the Ray Duck if I have my powers back.
The powers will come back at the rate at which we make successful saves against it. So once he's free, I'm no longer sustaining the power. They're basically going to come back at speed of plot, is how this works outside of combat round time.
So you guys are all, like, they're so busy kind of talking about this new revelation. The captain himself is unhappy, and then there's this guy who seems to tower above everyone else, and he is stomping around. You can obviously tell that he is not in a happy mood, and he raises his hand and not to like ask permission to speak, but to tell everyone that he's speaking, and he says, "This is not the way justice is done. He has been convicted. He has been tried. We must kill him just to make sure the Leviathan does not take him again." And then you hear actually a good number of people agreeing with him. And the magistrate sort of says, "Calm down. We know that the Leviathan is not in him anymore. We must track down the reveal Leviathan." And this guy says, "No! Honor demands trial by combat. Let the gods decide." And the magistrate shakes his head.
The gods already decided when we kicked the Leviathan out of my friend. Mag's takedown, help him to the duck.
Got it.
And first thing that happens when the Silhouette gets his mind back, he's gonna take a deep breath and then go flat.
And you're gonna do what?
He's gonna go flat in a shadow. He's not gonna stay physical as long as people are talking about killing him. He's like,
He's
nope,
got his
fuck
powers.
that.
Okay, so this guy now sees Silhouette disappear and go flat into the shadows, and he just starts raging, and he's charging. He's charging at Bootleg now, and it looks like he's gonna take a big swing at you. Let's do initiative.
Yeah.
So, and we have to roll what to get our powers back?
I'm gonna say you have your power back. They were just chatting for a bit, so.
Okay.
Alrighty, initiative it is. That is a 10 for me.
A 10, yes.
Oh, 20 if I gotta call it out.
27.
All right.
I do. I call my stuff out because I don't actually get to use the macros in Roll20 because my stats change all the time.
All right, Chameleon, looks like you're up first.
Okay.
You see this big guy charging. He's wearing a yellow suit, and his hands look way bigger than the rest of him. And he looks like he's just going to give Bootleg a big, huge dose of what for.
Yeah. I'm going to trip him.
Okay. Do you, what would you roll to do that? Would you just want to roll I
want to I don't know. Let me see.
It's close combat for the attack itself.
Would that be close?
Yeah, just go ahead and roll close combat.
I don't even think I have close combat.
You have to have close combat.
Then it's going to be the fighting attribute.
The 13's not going to cut it.
No.
Unless you have a bonus to that roll.
No, I don't. But I do have. Wait, give me a second. I haven't fought in a while. Yeah. one of my powers is like I can use my dex instead of my strength when making grab attacks. So maybe I grab
Sure.
him. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, this makes more sense for you to use a dexterity to trip than to grapple.
Yeah,
him.
that's what I would do. Yeah, because I'm not trying to like.
All right, so
I'm not
what's
trying
your-
to fight him.
What's your new
but my-
total?
my new total would be that was with my strength, which was 3, and then my dex, which is 6. So it's 6 more than
16? No, still not.
Yeah,
still not
16.
gonna hit.
I tried.
That's all right. Next up is this guy, Honor. He is gonna punch.
This guy.
Yeah. So here we go.
All right. My parry defense is a 10, so he's looking for a 20.
Nope, he does not hit. His hands just swing wildly. Next up is looks like the Ancient Protector, who's the guy with the nose. And he steps out and he says, Honor, calm yourself down. There's no need for this. And he tries to stop things from going the way that they're going. I'm gonna have him roll a. Let's see. Blarg, where'd it go? All right, that's not what I wanted to. But 14 is not going to cut it either way. So next we're going to go to Master Defiance. And Master Defiance is going to step in and do a Vibro Slash. Who else is there? Somebody was carrying Silhouette. Until he disappeared.
Before he went, he went two-dimensional and like zipped away. But yeah, basically all of us but Guishan were up there pretty close.
So Guishan wasn't there. Chameleon was invisible. So Magnitude looks like the one that he would probably think poses the biggest threat. So he's going to do a Vibro Slash.
Ooh.
There's a 22 hit.
For which DC? Well, it's 18, so yes.
That would be your parry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yes.
All right, you're going to be resisting 23 effect. So go ahead and
What do I roll for that?
Roll your defense. That's going to be your toughness. All right, so that's a 10 you lost by. So you are going to fail by 2 degrees, which means you have a -1 to the future toughness tests, and you are dazed, which means that you can only make 1 attack. You can't move or anything.
Okay.
Next up is... I know there's a really easy way to track these things on... but I don't have it. Oh, Guishan! I totally missed your turn.
That's okay. All right. Well, Magnitude has shown that she can take care of herself in these situations, whereas Bootleg has to take people's powers to not get smashed into a pulp.
I got missed so far, and she got hit so far. Just put it out there.
I'm just saying who I got confidence in. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot some quantum energy blasts at the guy that's swinging his punchy fists at Bootleg. Also, he seems like the leader of this, and if we can take him down quickly, maybe the rest will stand down. So
that's usually the way it is, right?
Yeah. Here we go, and boom, 25. Slow you roll.
25
against his dodge, I guess.
Is going to hit his parry. Yep. His dodge. Yeah, it's still going to hit.
Okay, so that's his DC 25 to not be hurted.
Versus toughness or
toughness? Yeah, toughness.
Oh snap! he just
Wow,
sloughs
this
it
guy.
off, and he's like, "No, I don't think so. Get out of my life."
Okay, well.
Yeah,
also,
nobody-
I'm using my movement to take to the air.
All right. Next up is somebody named Razor, and Razor's gonna swoop up to takedown, and this guy looks like he's got a blue suit on that looks like it's got like lightning bolts all over it. But as he gets closer, you can see the lightning bolts are actually made up of like 1,000 different little like knives, and he just takes them out like one by one, and he starts just hucking them at you at very close range. And
Not cool, man.
just I don't know what I'm doing. I got a 26.
Yeah, that's. I gotta hit roll thing, don't I? God, how do we forget to play this game every time?
Right? This is our 10th game, and we're like, how do we play this game?
26 will definitely hit me. Definitely hit.
All right, so you got to resist toughness versus DC 23.
23, you say? I got 38.
Oh man!
Yeah, I was
So
gonna say,
like
that
you
means
just get stabbed 1,000 times, but you're like, that's it? That's all you got?
That it?
Like, might as well have been.
Just like
Yeah, might as well have
crosses
been
her arms in front of
toothpicks.
her, and the knives just like slide past her.
And next up, we have the Quantum Wonder.
What? Oh, them.
What? Yeah, the Quantum
Them.
Wonder is going
They have a Quantum Wonder.
to blast Guishin because blasts deserve blasts apparently.
Yeah, well, no. Maybe yes. It's a tie.
So no, I got a 1. So you're not gonna.
Oh, that's a one, natural
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Next up is Takedown.
Yay.
So I'm gonna zip into this guy that like just threw knives at me. It's like, hold on, let me show you how this works. And I'm gonna grab him and see if I can throw him across the room.
Okay.
I vote yes.
So it's a 24 versus yeah,
But that's a natural 20, right?
it's a natural 20.
Yes, you absolutely hit, and you're going to get an extra rank of damage. What's the total damage?
Yeah.
I had to wait till
Oh, it's 25.
25.
So 18, which means that you got 2 levels, then 3. So he is dazed and staggered and at a -1. So you just popped him quite handily, and he's now just kind of reeling on the other side of the.
That's how you throw something, kid.
Yeah, absolutely. Next.
Quips. Quips. +1 for quips.
Oh yeah, nice. That was good. Next up is Bootleg.
All right. I feel like this guy is not likely to be stopped by a persuasion roll at this point, since like the judge told him to quit, and he was like, "Fuck you! It's just your courtroom." Yeah. Let's go ahead and I will kick things off with a quick luck control usage as a move action. Which is the new one that I bought to reflect leadership-y stuff, usable only on others and sense-dependent. Everybody can hear me, and I'm using it only on my fellow variants. Yeah, that will give everybody in the group the equivalent of a hero point expenditure before the next round.
Oh wow.
That's one of my 3 charges. As he shouts, "We got to stop the Leviathan. Let's get these chuckleheads out of our fucking way." So everybody gets a bonus on their next big fat attack roll. Maybe consider some power attack or something. And then I'm going to punch Handsy McPunchy Face right in his stupid face. So 1 second. That is a fighting roll plus 14. And I'm going to do a 2-point like power attack option thing. You can do it more than that if you have the actual feat. I don't, but I'll do it for 2 points. That's a 22 to hit against his parry.
Yep.
And then he has to resist damage level 10, so DC 20, as Bootleg leans into a good right cross with some low-key borrowed strength.
Unfortunately, he handles that fairly well. It looks like he's used to brawling, and he rolls with it. Although he does come up and kind of, seem more impressed than he thought he would be by your punch.
As I said, it was DC 25, not DC 20. I forgot that damage is +5, but he still makes it.
Yeah. And then magnitude.
Okay, so I have a hero point from Mr. Leg.
The equivalent of a hero point, only to modify a die roll. So you can't do like a narrative effect, but you can use it to help with like an attack roll type of thing.
Can I use that to negate the negative I have right now?
That I'm not sure.
From being hurt?
That negative from being hurt is so minuscule that would probably be a waste of your hero point.
Okay.
It's not particularly effective. Oh, wait. No, you got...
Yeah, I think her negative is only on toughness checks, right?
Or dazed. Did you get dazed or just...
You said dazed.
Okay. You can use a hero point to do an instant counter. No, that's not it. Recover. Yes, you can use it to recover a dazed. Yeah.
Okay, I would like to do that.
Yep, you got it.
Okay.
So you just shake it off because you're so heroic, and also Bootleg leadershiped you.
So is that that table, that dais still right there?
Yes.
I'm going to rip the top off of it with my super strength.
Oh, snap!
And use it to try to beat the guy with the sword with it. Like an improvised weapon.
Okie dokie. All right. You hit from the corner of the room. The magistrate says, "Oh no! She has desecrated the sacred stone table of Nalsa." But you do manage to get a good hit.
Bootleg said we had to get out of here.
Any extra damage for like whooping him with the sacred stone table of Nalsa?
We'll see. Oh wow. Okay, so that's Did you do a power attack by any chance? I don't think you did. But I will say
I did it my improvised weapon roll.
No, I think that's included. So anyway, you got 2 levels on this guy, so now he's dazed as well. So you kind of just switched dazed effects with this guy.
All right.
And then finally, Silhouette coming up with the mighty initiative of 5.
Yes, which brings me to an important question. Silhouette is now separated from the Leviathan.
Yes, you are back to your normal power levels.
My normal power level, which are not in my macros right now.
We'll just do it on the fly. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll roll a die 20 and I'll do the math afterward. But we have 3 enemies right now, and they're gonna be attacked by shadow tentacles.
Are you saying there's 3 enemies, or are you saying you can only attack 3 enemies? Because there's actually way more than 3.
Okay, I only saw 3 in the attack, but
there's actually 5.
He's gonna use actually 5 if with my. Give me a second.
Oh wait, one of them didn't make it on there.
Ah, that's why I thought they were only. Anyway, with my Pokemon attack, which is an area of effect shapeable, can I get all of them?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Area of effect shapeable is pretty grossly awesome.
I paid for it, but yes, it's pretty freaking awesome. Okay. So they have to make a DC 16. That's not very strong. To avoid being hit, and then they have to make a DC 21 for damages.
Toughness? Or no, sorry, DC 21 to avoid being hit?
Yes.
They don't have to roll. They all automatically get hit with that. That was high enough.
Oh,
to
right, that's
hit them
true.
all.
So it's the 21 to avoid getting damage.
Yeah, 21 to avoid getting damage. And it's toughness.
Yep.
Okay, so it looks like only Lord Hypno and Ancient Protector managed to make it out of the way, and the others get shellacked. What was the effect?
Well, that was to avoid getting hurt, so they take like a damage. That was a damage area of effect.
Okay, what was the damage?
That's what I thought it was. 21 actually.
Yeah, like that's what they were just rolling.
Yeah,
That's what they were just
right,
rolling.
Right, I was being dumb. All right, 21.
And then, but then those
It's just direct damage. I thought it was an effect.
Yeah, and then these guys have to do a DC 14 willpower check, not to be blind.
Oh, okay. DC 14?
Yes.
All right, so it looks like only Quantum Wonder is blind, but the other two take damage as well.
By 2 degrees, so she's disabled.
Yeah, she's
whatever.
quite taken out.
Yeah, that's a -5 on everything. So
yeah, the Quantum Wonder is pretty much out of the fight now, like wandering around, like not pretty out of it. But the other two are just dazed, I believe. Okay.
All right. Silhouette is unhappy with his power not being as strong as before, but still working.
Alrighty. Looks like we lost Randy, so everybody is mixed up for now. So when Randy gets back, we'll switch over. But in the meantime, well, it was Randy's turn, so we're going to move on.
I'd say he's probably going invisible and holding his action.
Yeah. In the meantime, Honor is going to start doing the punchy thing against Bootleg again. This time, actually, he's going to draw his sword, and he's going to start flailing around with that.
It's not necessary. I feel like punching was already a pretty clear breach of courtroom etiquette.
There we go. Welcome back, Randy. So sword, he pulls it out, and he's going to attack. There's a 23 hit you.
Yep, hits by 3.
And 26
Not that
DC.
it matters. Yep, give me 1 second. Toughness?
Yeah.
It's a 21, so failed by 5.
Okay, that's still just 1. Unless you got hit earlier. Did you get damaged earlier? Okay,
he missed with the first one.
So just 1, -1 to toughness from now on. And then, so I didn't get to go with Hypno last time. Hypno is going to do the same sort of thing. Lord Hypno is going to try to calm down Honor.
Randy is back if you want to let him go after Lord Hypno, BT Dubs.
To no avail. Lord Hypno is obviously not having a great time. Neither is the Ancient Protector. They're both trying.
Hey, Opti?
Yeah.
It's not putting a modifier on that roll. It looks like it's just a 5 + 0 on Lord Hypno.
That's weird.
It looks like it might just be being wiggy.
Alrighty. Well, go ahead, Randy. Go ahead and take your attack, and then I will figure out what's going on with Lord Hypno.
Yeah, just looks like we're having some tech issues tonight.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I want to spit some acid at a guy's face. So I take it. Honor is the bad guy who's trying to attack, Bootleg. So I'm gonna spit at him.
Alrighty.
Yeah. See, mine is doing the same thing.
No, Rusty, I
it's a 5 + 8.
check, by the way. His attack is so powerful that it's just weighted differently. So.
Okay, sorry. I just saw the...
Yeah, no worries. So go ahead. You said, Randy, what happened?
I tried to spit at the guy. I got a 13. And then how would I use that power point, the hero point?
You could just re-roll.
Yeah, it lets you re-roll, and any single-digit number you roll gets boosted by 10.
Okay, so on the last one, I rolled an 8.
Well, yeah, so re-roll it, and then we'll see what you...
Oh, so this one will be a 25. So you would definitely hit with that. Which guy were you attacking?
Yes! The big guy, Honor, I think.
Yeah, dude that just escalated with a sword. I'm like, hey, buddy, I got a chameleon to draw from my belt.
So 25, there you go.
And your effect is a DC 10?
Yep.
It's pretty low. We'll see how it goes.
that would be an effect 0 power. So I think that might be in there wrong. I think that if it's effect 10, it should be DC 20.
Right.
For
I'm going to assume it's a DC 20.
Yes. It is an effect 10. Yeah. So it would be 20.
Either way,
still do it.
This guy's like, no, screw you. I'll take your lizard spit and I'll rub it on like lotion. Get out of my face. All right. In the meantime, we're gonna move on to bootleg.
Yeah.
All right. Trading punches with this guy doesn't seem to be working out. So I'm going to try and steal his stuff, take his mojo, steal his powers. So I'm going to hit him with my, if it works on him, it only works against genetic anomalies, but if so, he needs to make a DC 20 fortitude save to resist a weakened will, and then after that he needs to make a will save to resist my actual power theft.
So unless you are doing something fancy, he is not a genetic anomaly, and you will not be able to affect him.
Okay then, there goes my standard action. So yeah, my move action will just be continuing to look busy and like fight on the defensive type of thing.
Cool.
So I figured it was worth a shot. They might count as genetic anomalies amongst their kind. So, all right.
All right, Guishin, you're up.
Okay, well, the guy that just shot at me, I'm going to attempt to grab him in a just like a quantum squeeze or hold, and then perchance next turn I will, if I succeed, I will hurl him.
This is her,
damaging. So,
by the way, Quantum Wonder.
Oh, her. I'm sorry. I didn't
my describe
bad.
her. She's got sort of fiery yellow hair. And she's wearing an outfit that is white with yellow streaks coming out from her shoulders. Her face is actually purplish. And she's got these weird gloves on.
Okay.
Are they all arrow vets, by the way?
They're not. No.
Okay.
They're not.
All right.
These look like the Galactic Guard, which seem to be made up of different people from the galaxy.
Okay, so I'm going to make this roll here. That's a natural 20.
Nice. Seem to have ported in at Honor's request when things didn't go his way.
Yeah, okay. I wondered about that.
Yeah. You didn't see this because you guys were all kind of tranced out and doing something with Silhouette. But yes, that will absolutely crush it. So you're going to get an extra effect. What is this versus toughness?
DC 30 toughness.
Ooh. Oh, man. Yeah, she's taken out. She just goes down. Bam! It looks like your quantum power overpowered her quantum power. But you
still got her, though. I'm going to hurl her into somebody next time.
Yeah, you did notice that... it's just a grab. You didn't take her out. No, she's just firmly grabbed.
It's a grab with damage. It's a grab with damage.
Okay. Well, if it's damage, then she's totally out. You just crushed her. You
didn't even mean to.
Yeah, your quantum power just absolutely overpowered hers. Whether you've been practicing, at the mansion or whatever, or maybe you're just more naturally able, and more naturally gifted challenging it. You'd realize you do have the same power. Like you're both channeling the same set of power, but you just absolutely tell her who is the quantum boss. Next up,
It's me, guys. It's me. I'm the quantum boss.
I did that, guys. That's me.
It was me.
Master Defiance. This guy looks like a giant red brick. Sort of like, imagine The Thing if there were no round pieces, right? He's just like literally made of like red bricks. And,
So it's like The Thing made in Minecraft. Gotcha.
Yes. That's a perfect analogy. So yeah, he is going to charge forward, and I think, was he fighting Magnitude? I think he was.
I think the second guy to attacked Magnitude. Yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that again.
And I attacked him. He was dazed when I attacked him with a table.
Yeah, it was
Stone table.
The dude drew a sword, and she hit him with their sacred coffee table.
Yeah. So he can still attack. You guys are still in melee. So 29.
Holy crap!
That hits.
I
So-
can't use that table as a shield. Yeah, I guess.
But you're gonna
Yes, yeah,
resist
totally,
a
yeah.
toughness with 23.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Oh, look at that! Suck it! Yeah. You just say, hey, is that all you got?
Oh man!
So you did use the table as a shield.
No, I just stood there and took it.
The Ancient Protector is realizing that he could go one of two ways here. He could either help his friends, who he thinks are wrong, or he could help you guys against his friends. So he's weighing those options. I'm going to allow somebody... I'm going to allow somebody to notice this and make a diplomacy check of some sort.
For the record, I did start the fight hollering about how we need to get past these guys to go stop the Leviathan. So
yeah,
feels
this is
like
where,
maybe that
this is
should
where
help.
I'm giving you the opportunity. If you wanted to, I'm saying you see him, and he's wavering. So if you wanted to step in and do a persuasion.
I diplome pretty good. Is that solid for everybody?
Yeah, well, I guess it's intimidation. I don't think it'd be appropriate right now.
Alrighty.
I could work.
So yeah, especially because I'm also like only fighting defensively this round, so it probably looks good. But yeah, I'll just see that guy waffling. I'll be like, listen, if you can help us get out of here, we just want to go stop the Leviathan. We could really use a hand. You know, that sort of thing. And 1 second. That is a 19.
All right. Are you happy with that result?
I wouldn't mind a reroll, but I haven't been paying attention if anybody's giving me hero points yet. Because I think I only had like one.
You start each session with a hero point.
Right.
Oh, you used one already. Yeah.
Yeah, and you never gave me one for this whole responsibility for genetic anomalies thing. So
hey,
I
look,
don't know.
Palmer gave you one. There you go.
All right. Thank you, Palmer.
Or maybe he didn't, but whatever. Go ahead and use it. I think I read that right.
You got one from when you did your anomaly
26
savior thing.
Sure.
All right, we'll
so
take
yeah,
it.
with a reroll, it'll be a 26.
All right, so with that, you seem to convince him to help, and he starts chanting some stuff that you don't understand, even with the headmaster translating. And the sapphire bands of Kroganak come out of the nose amulet and wrap up Honor. And at this point, I'm going to call it because Hypno goes again, and he takes out the person that was attacking Takedown, and everybody else seems to sort of calm their shit down. The magistrate apologizes profusely for this violence in his courtroom. And
Magistrate, I don't want to be rude, but we've got a Leviathan to catch.
You notice the magistrate says, well, I mean, you wouldn't be able to catch the Leviathan, but at any rate, we don't even know where he's going. But it is...
You don't.
He's going to Texas, of course.
Texas?
If your royal guard want to come with us and try to do some good today, we wouldn't mind the company.
The royal or the Galactic Guard makes no indication that they want to do that. But at the same time, the
not really guarding the galaxy, there are you guys? Oh, well done.
They say they've got a study. They say they say the Leviathan's not going to make it to that region of
Texas.
space for some time. So let's make sure we gather our forces and do what we can to stop it. Either way, nothing is in that region of space, so it doesn't really matter. We'll just take our time and get there when we get there. But they do seem to really start thinking of. They look at Headmaster and they say, "Your children are quite amazing. They are certainly blessings from the gods, and you are a prophet." And Headmaster doesn't seem like
God.
he's even looking in their direction. Like he seems completely lost in thought.
Okay, we need to go.
Yeah.
The magistrate says, "Please let us give you an escort and anything that you need. Thank you for blessing us with the presence of the prophet, Headmaster, and we really just want to make sure that when the history books are written, you remember what happened here today, and that we helped you stop the Leviathan. We helped your friend, and we played a part in the divine.
I'm offering to let you help us stop the Leviathan right now. We've got a ship that can get us there in just a few hours. If that's what you want the history books to say, you can make that happen.
3 hours.
They're suggesting that without a host, you have no hope of stopping it. Like this, it's not moving fast enough that it's important to them.
Hey,
right
guy,
now.
all we have is hope.
They're not. They're shaking their heads as if you just don't know what you're saying, but they're trying to be respectful as children of the prophet.
And where do you want me to put her? I wave around the lady that I have still in my quantum old.
The ancient protector motions to himself and he says, "Give her to me and I'll take her."
Oh yeah, there you go. There she is. She'll wake up later.
And your history book maybe mentioned how you almost killed me because that thing was inside me. Says silhouette from crawling up in the ceiling.
Headmaster is still slumped over. He doesn't seem to be hurt, but he definitely is preoccupied. But the magistrate says, "Well, let's get you back to your ship and get you out of here. We know that the prophet has things to do."
It's just right outside the building. So
right. They escort you there as quickly as you want to go. Are you doing anything with the headmaster? Or are you leaving him?
If I need to pick him up, I will. And just carry him over.
We'll take him.
He doesn't make any moves to.
I carry him like a baby.
Okay, so you carry the headmaster like a baby.
I'm gonna whisper his girlfriend's name in his ear just to see if that.
Flockenstein.
No, it doesn't do anything.
Flockentine.
But you do pass Flockentine on the way, and she says, "Oh my, I was with the prophet." On the way out.
No, okay.
But you do get to. I mean, when you reach the outside when you reach the Flosternock, you can meet back up with the Rayduck if you'd like, or you can have the Rayduck meet you in the docking area.
Yes, we get in the Rayduck and we fly. Is our plan? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Like inside the Flosternock, or do you want to wait until you're out?
Opti, whatever works and fits for the room. Our plans to get in the ship and fly away.
What if every time the Flosternock is involved, I just got to make it overly complicated?
You know the layout of the building and we don't, and I don't want us to spend 5 minutes figuring it out before you go, I tricked you guys into flying through a porthole. We get in the ship and we go away with due haste. How's that work?
Perfect. You spend way too much time in the Flosternock being confused about how to get out, but then you finally get on your ship and and you are actually taking off. At which point, once you are free of the orbit, not only of the planet but the space station, the headmaster sits back up and he goes, "Oh man, that worked like a charm."
I figured you were faking it.
Faking it? No way. Now they think I'm a prophet, and you're all like the religious people. That was amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
One
Think
word.
they came
for
up
it.
with that on their own? Anyway, I just felt it was the quickest way to get us out of there. These people are overly religious.
Great job. So looks like we're going to be back to Earth and Leviathan in 3 hours' time. Might I suggest we all take a break for a little while and
Eat.
you know,
Yeah.
eat and nap and rest.
Actually, before we leave orbit, Takedown, can you go find Cliff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys have Cliff, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Oh crap, we can go back to Cliff."
We forgot Cliff.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you want to handle that?
We come back for him.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's
think
easy
they
enough.
drive back and then I use my super speed as much as possible to like just like look at all the last places we left him.
He might not be healed yet. Just
Oh yeah, he was with medical people.
Okay, so you guys are heading back to
come back,
to
yeah.
the dock. Yeah, you get to the dock and you get out of the ray duct, and we're gonna stop right there for a break. Go ahead.
Like, I can try to sense Cliff as another human, and telepathically use the headmaster's powers to guide Takedown to him. Yada yada yada.
You just want to like super speed in there and grab him, and then come back out, take down.
Yeah,
Because you
how
absolutely
that's
can do
all
that.
works.
Like that's not like it's not a problem. So okay,
That's
so
all
then
we're
you,
going for.
just don't snap his spine.
yeah, I was just gonna try to get
That's
us on a
never
break. So anybody who needs to take a break can get a break, and we'll pick back up with the rescue of Cliff when we get back in 10 minutes. See you guys on the flip. And we're back. Welcome back, everybody. And where we last left off, the variants had gained freedom for Silhouette, and they had gone back to pick up their janitor Cliff, who was in the tender care of the Hospitalers. And Cliff is back. That is, Takedown just ran and grabbed Cliff and put him back on the Rayduck. And now you are blasting off. Cliff seems to be holding his mop.
Hey, Cliff, how you feeling?
He is unconscious.
Oh, he's feeling unconscious.
And upon closer look, it doesn't look like he's actually holding his mop. It looks like there must have been some incredibly awful misunderstanding, and they seem to have replaced his arm that was hurt with a prosthetic mop of some sort. So they must have thought that that's the way it should have looked, and rebuilt it how they thought it should have been. And now, upon reflection, you're not sure if those people actually were doctors or medical professionals. Maybe Hospitaler meant something different. Danny,
I am very happy about this.
I just want you to know that was my plan all along from where we left off last time. But then you called it out in the chat, and I was like, "Oh man, this is going to be great." Okay, so
Yes.
Cliff is asleep, and he is unaware that he now has a mop instead of an arm. But it doesn't just look like a mop. It looks like a really high tech mop. But the very end of it does look like, it's very clearly a mop.
He's gonna be so stoked, guys, when he wakes up.
All right,
and he
guys,
sees that.
let's just I'll break the news to him when he gets up. We'll tell him that we got him an upgrade. He's a superhero and a member of the variants now.
That's
all right. Everybody's on board with that. We'll try to make it a good thing.
Can you have anomalies in the variants? I guess you're the boss.
I think that he can be an honorary variant.
Or he could join the Justicars,
We'll try to. I don't speak for the Justicars, and they don't speak for me.
Clean their big damn headquarters for those big damn heroes, right?
The Justicars actually have somebody that cleans for them.
Yeah, but does he have a mop arm?
Does he have mop for hands? Let's be honest.
Thank you very much. And her arms are very small. She's a
2 times
Tyrannosaurus Rex. Okay.
That is awesome.
Wait. You're just going to gloss over that?
You're just going to ignore that? Okay.
If you've been watching the Justicars, you know this already. I don't need to... So you've got a part-time member with a mop hand. That's pretty cool, too. Don't get jealous. We're all on the same side here. Justice and cleanliness.
Well, now that it's been established that we're all gonna lie to the janitor about his arm, I'd like to take a moment to thank you all for coming to my rescue. It was very appreciated.
Hey, yeah, man, you're really weird and stuff, but you've always done right by us. So.
Truth.
And that's just his voice coming from a dark corner.
Yeah.
He's not just physically there.
Yeah. He's just speaking to the air.
Yeah, it's good to have you back, Silhouette, but I've been thinking maybe if you spent a little bit more time in a human form and a little bit less time lurking two-dimensionally near human forms, maybe, it'd be a little healthier for you.
Or less awkward for us.
Mostly I'm worried about healthy for you. Because here on the variants, we're trying to teach genetic anomalies how to use their powers safely, but also when not to completely rely on their powers. And, to strike a good, healthy balance between the genetic anomaly part and the, Homo sapien part.
And not be awkward.
Well,
just thinking out loud, it's not an order, it's a suggestion.
I guess I at least show you that. The shadow's gonna walk out of the corner. He's gonna stand somewhere, and he's gonna basically come out of it like Dracula out of a coffin. And Hello, Doug.
That's creepy and kooky.
Awesome.
Little.
The stream has been hijacked by the genetic anomadog.
So yeah, let's just get some rest, y'all. Feel like we had a pretty big day, and we've got to figure out who exactly we're going to talk to when we get back to Earth to warn them about this Leviathan that's headed to Texas.
Yeah, Magnitude's been stuffing her face this entire time, by the way. Just like, you know, she's just been eating. Because she is noticeably smaller than she used to be after that fight. Took a lot out of her.
Yeah.
How fast are you headed back to Earth?
Same speed?
Same speed as when you got there, so a couple hours?
I'd say ASAP, yeah.
Took us about 3 hours, I think, the first time.
Okay, this time, do you take the same form of the giant maid? Or do you have some other cooler form that you want the radar to
All
take?
I know is I'm putting my Tamagotchi thing back in the thing so I can see my pet cat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your cat springs back into virtual existence, and yeah, you have a good time with that.
And Chameleon goes and sits in the corner where the shadow used to be.
I think two or three others of you actually got little of those virtual pets as well.
Well, those are new.
You want one?
No,
What is
I
this?
feel like I got enough to keep track of. Thanks.
Okay, because I don't think I'm going to take care of this very well.
Yeah, why did you have these, Headmaster?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's yours. Here, take this one back.
Oh yeah, those are all the rage a few years ago. I got them for you guys. You know, I thought maybe you'd like them. But then also, I hid my intergalactic homing signal in there so that if somebody found them, you know, they would just think that they were useless toys from the late 90s.
Yeah, it didn't work. We just found useless toys and your dealie. So.
Well, I knew you would. You guys are my team, my kids. Yeah, not really.
He's
Right.
oddly
But whatever.
encouraging.
Hey, listen,
He's been weird.
I'm proud of you. You guys have been doing great. Hey, how did old Mr. Leg do in my absence?
He was amazing.
He's great.
We're not dead?
Yeah, we're all still alive.
Cool.
We
Well,
went to a
I've been
crazy
thinking.
sex party, so
I've been thinking. I had to stay off world for a while, and now that that's done, I've been looking forward to coming back. But at the same time, I've kind of enjoyed having my freedom again. I think I've done what I set out to do with the variants and creating the team. And if Mr. Leg here is doing a grand job, I feel like maybe you guys don't need me as much as I want to be away from you. So I think I will take an extended vacation when we get back. I'll always be around if you can find me, but I think you guys are doing all right.
Here's what I have to say. You said we are like your kids. You don't just run out on your family.
But sometimes you do when... Trust me, I've been around long enough to know that this is actually totally a thing that happens. And honestly, when your kids are at the point where they can take care of themselves, such as going across the galaxy and rescuing one of their friends where the entire cluster of planetary peoples said it was impossible, I feel like you've got this whole life thing covered. And also, I've never been to Iceland. And some of my favorite bands are there, and I'd really like to go. So I think I might take a cruise and eat all of the eggs Benedict I can stand and spend some time in Iceland, if it's all the same to you.
Then
Have at it, Headmaster. Go for it.
Ignoring the eggs Benedict for the moment.
As if you could.
And that mental image. Let's also, though, maybe use whatever contacts you can muster up to help Earth prepare for the Leviathan that we know is headed our way. So maybe we don't just drop you off on a cruise ship. You can hang out with us for a day or two after we get home. Gather your things from the mansion, make a few phone calls, and we can make sure that we get the Earth's super community up to spec on this Leviathan before it becomes an issue.
You obviously have had some contact with the Justicars. You could probably contact them yourselves. But there is another person that you probably should reach out to. If you can find him, his name is Dr. Splendid. And he will be of a great amount of help to you in the upcoming fight against the Leviathan.
Is that his real name? Splendid?
I think he knows
he went to
his real
school,
name.
and then they when he graduated,
it's an honorary title.
Diploma,
Yeah.
said Splendid on it.
No, I think it's honorary. That's
right.
That's as long as I've known him. That's what we've called him. So yeah, look that guy up, and then sure. I can drop a note to the Justicars, but they don't like me. You could probably that's a long story. You could probably contact them yourself.
I believe it.
Yeah.
There's a couple other superhero groups out there, but no, nothing. Nobody's as good as you guys. My team.
Oh wait,
Success,
but if you could just tell us about these other superhero groups, so we could maybe get in contact with them. Because if that thing that was in me shows up, there's not going to be an Iceland to eat eggs of.
or it's all going to be Iceland.
It's all going to be very, very dark and destroyed.
But no eggs Benedict, I think.
No. There were last time I wasn't there. There was no.
I don't even know what eggs Benedict are.
They're so good. They're you've never had eggs Benedict, and he sort of does this thing like focuses really hard, and all of a sudden the ray duck just takes off even faster, and you arrive back at Earth.
I feel like our priorities are a little out of whack.
Oh, right. Okay, we should probably. Whatever. Hey, I will have somebody make you eggs Benedict because it'll change your life, Guishin. It'll change your life. Let me tell you. But okay, so here's a couple of groups that you can contact. But listen, I feel like it doesn't matter. Down south, you can contact the Southern Cross. They're a group of I don't really like them. But their mannerisms are not my cup of tea. But they're generally wanting to do good. But they use too many guns, and they have too few teeth. But yeah, contact the Southern Cross if you're ever down in Alabama. Also, the Instigators. I think they're based out of New Orleans, so you could probably contact them as well. I think there's another one. Let me think. No, that's all I got off the top of my head. Those are the only ones worth contacting. Besides the Justicars.
Right.
But Dr. Splendid, make sure you get him.
All right. I guess we can go ahead and drop you off at a cruise ship. Then I'll
need time to plan it. I mean, I'm not leaving right now.
Because I feel like this wasn't really the deep dive into your super secret contacts list that I was kind of hoping for.
So you got the book, right?
I know I've got lots of books that you left in your office when you decided to leave. So I don't know if I have the book.
Well, do you want me to hold your hand? All right, let's go back to the mansion. I'll hold your hand.
So, all right, we'll head back to the mansion. We'll make some calls. You can give me a breakdown on what's in your office before you abandon us for eggs Benedict, and we take care of the Leviathan for you.
Okay, out of character, I don't have that full list made up, so I can't roleplay this and make up an incredible number of hero stuff off the top of my head. So if you want that, I absolutely can get you that, but he doesn't have it off the top of his head.
That's fine. He'll get it to us later. So yeah, because as far as I'm concerned, that's our plan for right now is reaching out to super teams that we can. Like, I know that Mags met a couple in a crossover, perhaps including Dr. Splendid. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can talk to him.
So we can,
Silhouette is
we'll
going to
reach out.
mention weird memories that he's not sure if it was him or not of doing stuff with the Justicars and the shape-shifting Irish girl. He's not sure anymore. Things are fuzzy in his head.
So those things did
what's her name?
happen.
Core, yeah,
to you.
she's pretty cool.
But yeah. So
So-
you'll eventually remember as much of that as you want to, Silhouette.
Because I'm just not sure how much you want us to like role play with other people's characters right now, but that's the plan. Is we are going to reach out and send an alert, tell them what we can about like the space quadrant we came from, so they have a general idea of like the direction it's flying from, and we will try to reach out to appropriately powered super teams full of player characters that may want to be involved in a big crossover event that you might not want to like role play them as NPCs right this second. But that's our plan.
No, but you can get home, which you do in a reasonable amount of time, and the headmaster says, "Well, I can do you this favor. I will go out and I'll find Dr. Splendid, and I'll send him. But it might take me a couple of hours, so I'm gonna go do that. You guys reach out to the Justicars when you get a free minute, and then when we're back, we can discuss even if we want to reach out to the Southern Cross. And the Instigators, they don't really have any powers. They just go seeking out spooky stuff. But anyway, we'll figure that out. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, so just a couple hours, we'll meet back here later on the night.
10-4. The headmaster hops in his sedan and drives off towards Proudhaven. Meanwhile, after he does that, he, by the way, stocks up on ice cream and little boozlets. Unless you've gotten rid of them, because then he will make a stop at the store first.
I think Mags ate some of them on the way back because she was carb loading pretty hard,
Yep.
but yeah, we probably still have some in the ship.
All right. So yeah, he kind of takes all the boozlets out of the thing, and all the ice creams. And at about this time, as he leaves in his sedan, Cliff begins to stir. Are you guys inside the mansion at this point, or are you hanging around the radar for some reason?
Bootleg probably would have hung out until Cliff woke up.
I mean, we can move Cliff easily. I can move him like with my powers.
Yeah, but like, how gentle is that?
100%.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, like, you did just like choke someone out in one attack with it. So let's all right, we'll turn it into a teachable moment, and we'll just let him talk you through it, like real gentle. Pretend he's an egg, not an egg Benedict. You don't even know about those just yet. Just real careful, easy does it.
Yes.
And then let's put him in a different guest room than the one that we put Silhouette in a couple days ago.
One with a roof?
Yes. The one with no roof. Yeah, let's do that. And yeah, so, we take him over nice and gentle like. It's like a hand.
Right.
Like, I can hold the egg or I can crush the egg. It's my choice.
Yeah, let's just think about gently cradling the egg right now. Let's not even think real hard about crushing the egg.
Or think not real hard.
Is anybody
Think not hard at
attending
all.
him once
Think soft. Think soft about not. Think soft thoughts.
Bootleg is going to hang out with Cliff until Cliff wakes up.
Same. I just want to
so-
sit there
Yeah.
Do you
because
think
I like surprising him when he wakes up.
Do you think we should Do you think we should bring like another mop so that he'll have like that will be like a comforting sort
No.
of recognizable version of the mop
What
that he'll.
I think should happen is you deserve some Xbox time because you just beat a quantum-powered hero with more experience than you from literally an intergalactic team of superheroes. So you go hit the rec center in the living room, champ, and we will stay here with Cliff until he wakes up. You can go play
your
some video games.
I know what you're doing here, but it's okay.
But also, I want to play video games.
But that's what I want to do. So, all right, I'll go. I hope Cliff feels okay when he wakes up.
Yeah.
He can come play Xbox with me later, maybe, if he can manipulate his mop hand really well.
So you're playing Xbox. Takedown, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go with Guaishin, actually. Like,
Okay, so playing.
Oh, Borderlands 3 just came out, and that's like couch co-op.
I have no doubt that she is awful at video games, completely doesn't know how to use the controller. Which button do I press? Just like running in circles.
That's a good time.
And Magnitude?
Yeah, but she can press them really fast.
I can't press some really fast mash buttons.
Yep.
Magnitude, are you doing something in particular?
I am calling my mom, letting her know that I'm back and that we were successful, and that I'm okay. Because I know that she would be so mad if I didn't do that immediately.
Yeah, she's incredibly glad to hear it. We will talk about how she felt about being dismissed like that in another episode. But in the meantime, her initial response is that she's very glad. By the way, nobody else is here at the mansion. It's just you guys.
Okay. And then I'd just be calling like Sarah and my boyfriend. I forgot his name. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Was it Hero?
Space, have some adventures, then who's that guy even?
It wasn't Hero, was it?
Japanese. No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Okay.
Maybe.
I thought he had a Japanese name, but
He does.
He does.
He is Japanese.
Okay. I don't remember his name either, so we'll have to come back.
But anyway, I called them and then just like trying to fix things because things did not end well before I left.
Now she's met Master's Defiance.
Are you
hit it with the coffee table?
Are you gonna mention to Bootleg that you're like conference calling your romantic partners before you call the Justicars? Because if so, he'll go call the Justicars. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not conference calling them. I'm calling them one at a time. That's insane.
Okay. So it's gonna take even longer.
Yes.
All right then. Bootleg will ask Chameleon to stay with Cliff just so he's not alone. And then Bootleg will call the Justicars.
Okay, so here's what's happening. Silhouette, what are you doing? First, final thing.
Silhouette is probably as soon as Bootleg takes his eye off him, he goes back into a shadow and eyes in the corner and looks at what everyone is doing in a circle, goes from a room to another, and then he goes back to Bootleg, and then he comes out of the corner. He's like, I can get in contact with the Justicars for you. If you
like right now in person.
That would be cool, or we could give them a call together if you want. I've spoken with a few of them before in passing, but it sounds like maybe you and Mags had a genuine wacky misadventure right alongside them. So you guys have talked to him a little bit more recently than me. So we could give them a call together.
Okay.
If you want, I don't have a phone or anything to he gestures in like old and dusty clothes. That's all he's wearing. He's been wearing them for years, but not really because he was a shadow. So
he like creates old dusty clothes out of shadows.
He's the one he was wearing the last time he went into a shadow, and then he never came out. So that's basically.
Okay, so
I'll call him on the phone with the contact information I've got, but you can speak up and practice using a phone like a person with face holes that sounds come out of. I think it would be good for you, buddy.
Chameleon,
now that you mentioned it, the talking sounds weird to me. Can I go back and do it?
Chameleon is watching Cliff. Guishin and Takedown are playing video games. Magnitude, you have just called Sarah, and you realize that she does have some feelings that she needs to share with you, and it seems to be like a productive conversation that's about to happen. Bootleg and Silhouette, you call up the Justicars at the Justicars HQ, and you hear a voice saying, "Hi! How can I help you? This is the Optimist."
Hi
You did
there.
that impression really well.
Yeah, you know
Hi
that
there.
guy.
This is Bootleg of the Variants.
Hey,
Me too.
I've heard really great things about you guys.
Well,
From our
neat.
Twitter.
That's a pleasant change of pace from a recent conversation we just had with the leaders of a galactic commonwealth that were trying to execute one of us. So, listen, here's the deal.
Wow.
Yeah, we're trying to
The
get the word
Arrowvet,
out.
we're trying to execute you?
The Arrowvet, we're trying to execute Silhouette. Silhouette, say howdy.
Hello, Captain Candide.
Oh, hey there, Silhouette. Good to see you. They were trying to kill you? I bet this is some kind of classic misunderstanding. Oh,
Yes,
man. Well, I'm glad you guys
something
are
like that.
okay. And right about this time, you hear a blood-curdling scream echo throughout the mansion. Chameleon, you're the first to hear it. Cliff wakes up and sees his hand, and he smiles, and he goes to reach for it, realizing that he doesn't reach for it, it's already there, and this boils his brain, and he doesn't understand it, so he screams and runs out of the mansion, and he doesn't have any good control, so it's banging everything all the way down, and he opens the door, he realizes he can't open the door.
Hold on a second.
He spins around.
Before this cutscene takes him outside and he breaks a fucking statue, I
damn it,
just want
Rusty,
to I want to remind you that the speedster and the telekinetic are both between him and the doorways because they established that's where the consoles are. I just want to cut that fucking cutscene right in the butt before that escalates. So other than that, you
I feel like the next time you want to be GM, mister, you can... okay, so you hear this blood-curdling scream, and you obviously turn and see Cliff barreling downstairs with his mop flailing.
Yep.
He's headed for the door, obviously in
take
distress.
No, calm down,
I need to
calm
breathe.
down,
I need air. I can't breathe.
Takedown does nothing. She knows exactly the scenario. Chameleon's done the same thing to her.
All right. So there's one person who doesn't stop him from going outside.
Is someone yelling, "Stop! Don't go outside"?
No,
I'm
he's saying, "I
saying
can't
calm
breathe.
down."
I can't breathe," and he's headed toward the door.
Oh well, then I'm gonna watch too. I'm like, oh, that's that's
we
crazy.
just watch
Cliff's
him
having a
pass
meltdown,
and
yeah.
turn back to the TV.
Guys, I'm also pretty fast. I'm not slow.
Are you stopping him or are you doing something?
No, I want to stop him. I don't want him to go and knock everything over.
So I think it's hilarious. Somebody steps outside of your mansion and you're like, holy shit, don't touch the statues.
but Cliff goes pinballing through the mansion and outside, and the speedster and the telekinetic are like, yeah, fuck this QuickTime event. We're just not gonna stop that. We'll just let Cliff run into whatever.
But think about it. Right, if somebody's freaking out and just needs air, like, you're gonna be like, hey, let me hold you.
superhero.
This will be better.
Yeah. Chameleon said the same thing to me. He's a superhero. He could take, we see Cliff running by in a panic, and then we see Chameleon following him, where it's like, nah, he's got it. Yeah, he's got it.
All right, I believe in you, Chameleon.
Magnitude,
Will do.
are you doing anything?
Oh no, I closed the door and continue talking.
Enough of this
I'm like
madness.
somebody's taking care of it. I trust them, whoever they are.
Silhouette is going to take that as an excuse to duck off the call and go and have a look outside. Maybe he'll come back later, but for now he just slips into.
I like that he ran away from his learning experience as fast as he could.
Okay, so Chameleon, you said you weren't stopping him, you were just folying him?
No.
Or you are stopping him?
I'm just following. No, I don't want to stop him. I mean, he has a bop for a hand.
It might feel a little wet and gross.
Okay,
That's what I was saying.
so I kind of want to punch Rusty because this was my funny plan, but he is barreling towards the statues.
Get him, GM. Get him.
Yeah.
So
We got
Chameleon,
2 more episodes this season, baby. Let's go.
So Chameleon, you realize probably just a second too late what's about to happen, and he just keeps running around and flailing his arm, and all of a sudden he falls down to the ground about 10 meters from the statue, and from one of the statues, and he just puts his head in his hands to sob, and realizes he's touching the mop with his face, and he just gets so mad, and he just goes ah like this, and the mop like shoots out, just like Mr. Fantastic just shoots out, and the mop just crashes right into one of these statues and cracks it right in half, and the monolith just kind of like this.
Is the mop like metal? Like how is it?
Yeah, the mop like kind of does like a metal kind of.
It's a cyborg mop.
Yeah,
Come on, $6 million mop.
Oh, you know what it's like? It's like Inspector Gadget, right?
Inspector
Where he's like,
Gadget.
go Gadget
Yeah,
mop,
that's
and he's
what I
like, bam, yeah, and just crushes the statue, and Chameleon, yeah.
And
all
then-
of
and
a
then
sudden
I-
you
and then
realize
I-
what happened. And you're like, oh,
And I start clicking my little comm thing. I'm like, guys, you might want to come out here.
Silhouette slips back inside next to Bootleg, and he says, just bluntly, he break the statue.
Chameleon. Sorry, that's it. Does anybody do anything? So Chameleon says, hey, everybody.
Yes. I guess we're gonna pause the game.
Or the
Yeah.
Pod Chameleon.
Over the internal microphone system in the mansion, you guys hear, God damn it. Get out back right now. One of the statues is busted.
You go out. Everybody gathers.
Well, I mean, assuming that they get off the video game now. I don't
Yeah,
want
they said they were.
I
Yeah,
don't
we
wanna
get off the
Takedown. Are you kind of waiting for
pause
everybody? Or
it.
are you zooming out there quick?
I'll zoom out there quick. I'm
Okay,
fast.
Yeah,
so you
pretty-
zoom out
pretty
there
fast.
quick before everybody
Not
else.
as
And then you go back to your game. No, I'm just,
No.
I'm kidding.
And by the time Guishin and Bootleg and Magnitude and Silhouette make it back out there, you don't see any sign of Takedown or Chameleon or Cliff.
Dun,
What do we see?
dun.
You do see a cracked monolith, and you do see a patch of about 6 meters of just grass that looks burnt. Not burnt, actually dead.
Necrotically
Well,
burned.
shit. All right, let's go. I'll go running towards it.
Okay, you get to it, and it just looks like dead grass.
I run towards the monolith.
Okay.
So I was never really clear on the statue thing. What's up? What happens when we break them?
Something supernatural.
Where's the headmaster?
He went to go get Dr. Splendid.
Oh, right. Well, he has to know what this is, right? Let's call him.
There's a rumble underneath that exact area, and it looks like 3 hands are trying to push up from the soil.
Is one of them a mop?
No.
Okay. It's
But
not our friend.
three different hands. Cliff has a normal hand too, but
Oh,
you just
okay,
see-
yeah.
Like, are they like human
It would
sized
have been
hands?
more hilarious.
Are
if
they
it was a
like-
mop.
are you gonna stop and check him out to see, or are you gonna just
No,
try
I
to
mean,
help?
I'm looking at them. Are they the size of cars, or are they
Oh, no.
the size of hands?
No, they're
or, you know?
roughly they're human size.
Okay, I'm just saying. I mean, it's,
3 hands, the size of cars. No,
I mean,
just,
it could have been fucking.
no, you're right.
Galactus
Like, it
coming
could have been
up out of the
Godzilla or
ground.
something like that. Yeah, but yeah, you
You
just see
forgot to describe a couple bad guys until turn 3. So
Three-
I'm just
three-
like,
hey, everybody's got their own GM style. Mine is just.
I'm just trying to get an idea before I go. Yeah, no, I go to help him,
His
and you're
is,
like,
his is to
oh,
allow us just enough rope to hang ourselves.
I just didn't want to like find out later. You were like, Bootleg pulled Godzilla out of the ground, right? Like, I'm just trying to get an idea.
13-year-old Godzilla girl. Yeah. All right.
So yeah,
Yes,
he'll
it's
go
3
like
dirty
diving towards the hand.
human-sized hands.
He'll try to move towards the hands and pull them up because he's missing 3 team members that ran back out here, and that might be them.
Is the ground like
no,
churned
I
and
think
soft?
we're-
Are they easy to pull out, or is it like
Yeah,
trying to? Okay.
yeah. It looks like the ground wants to collapse anyway. So Bootleg and anybody else helping, or just Bootleg one at a time?
I mean, this seems like one of those incidences where too many people around just getting each other's way.
Guishin stands back. He's like, man.
But
this is
yeah,
weird.
who's there and who's not
You're
there?
just-
That's
I'll help.
what I'm,
Guishin, Bootleg, Magnitude, and you, Silhouette, are there.
I mean, I'm imagining the hands are like all really close together. I mean, if they're spread out,
I'm
then I would
imagining
go
that
help.
you're the fucking telekinetic. And
Can I use my super strength to just grab one and pull
Yeah.
them out
Yeah.
wholesale?
Yeah, that's
Just-
why I asked about the dirt.
All right,
If
so
it
you
was
pull
easy
them-
for
you
them
pull
to
them
just
all
climb
out. However you get them out, and there's 3 like gray looking they're not blobs, but they're almost like that that alien, or not that alien, but that monster from Monsters Inc., the green one with the big eye, right? They're like that shape, but they've got like 2 eyes and a weird mouth, no nose, but they almost look like they're like gray, made of clay monsterling type things, and they're just gibbering like.
yes, I think
This
it's
was a
about
mistake.
time to call the.
Stick it back.
Can we call the headmaster now?
Yeah.
Guaishin, grab these. Silhouette,
Okay.
grab these.
I've got them.
Since when am I good at grabbing things?
With the fucking shadows, silly. God,
I can hold all 3. It's fine. It's fine.
Like
It's fine.
you've
I can
grabbed
help
things-
them, but
With soft thoughts. Soft thoughts.
You've grabbed things with shadow tendrils before.
that
These don't have shadow tendrils.
That was with the the
All right,
bad
fine.
made it grabby. I can blind people and help them with the tendrils, but not cap them.
All right. Well, then blind them and hurt them if they break free of Guishin's bubbles.
Oh yeah, that I can do. I can also pick up a rock.
I'm calling the headmaster.
I can't pick them up. I can't. But I can pick up a rock.
Headmaster answers, "Hello."
Cliff freaked out about his arm, and then he accidentally broke a statue outside the courtyard. And now we have these 3 creatures in front of us,
Oh, for
and we don't know
God's
what to
sake,
do with
get
them.
rid of them, quick!
How? What? What do we-
Throw them, do something, they're about to blow up!
Oh, okay. We should throw them as high up into the air as you can. Just straight up. They're gonna explode. Oh my god.
Okay.
How quickly do you respond to this? Why don't you make an initiative roll to see if this goes the way I want it to or not?
But he's
Okay.
been so quick on the draw so far today.
He's like, "Dur-de-dur, I'll do what I want."
There we go. 14, not bad, not bad.
It's not great. So not quite quick enough. Guishin tosses these gray creatures up into the air, and they explode. Everybody needs to resist 25 toughness damage.
Does that go? Does it affect immaterial or insubstantial?
As a matter of fact, it does, sir.
Fuck.
It's almost like he planned it for this.
Nope, that's a
I'm-
23.
Opti, I'm gonna use my hero point to reroll that.
Okay.
I have an extra one.
Alrighty. It wouldn't, okay. Yeah, okay, you're not affected at all.
I feel okay with the 21. That's dramatic enough.
Alright, Silhouette, you take a smack. You haven't been hit like that in a long time. That hurt, and that feels weird, because you're not supposed to get hurt by stuff.
If that thing hadn't blown up, he would hurt it.
They're still alive and gibbering about to
The
explode again.
the headmaster is saying, "Hey, Magnitude! Hey! Is everybody okay?"
Yes. I do a quick look around. Everyone looks okay, right?
Yeah, nobody's,
Hey, we're in
nobody's
one
like,
piece.
dead.
A little battered.
Yeah.
We're alive. Yeah.
Oh my god. Hey, is all the team there? Like, nobody was around, right?
What?
Like,
Yeah,
the team.
team's here.
Nobody's gone, right?
Oh, yeah. Actually, 3 of them are missing.
Oh. Kermit on
Oh,
a
good
crutch.
God, what happened?
Can you put him on speaker?
Yeah. I put him on speaker.
Oh,
Headmaster,
guys,
how-
listen. This is what I wanted to avoid. I thought I was clear about this. But I can see
So
that
did
I can
I.
see that you couldn't. I can see that you couldn't have foreseen this.
Headmaster, how do we get him back?
Man, get ready for some weird stuff. I don't know how else to say it. I'll be back as soon as I can. I honestly don't know what to tell you. I'll come back. God, and he hangs up. And at this point, where the dirt was, it all starts to turn blue, and it's sort of a dark blue, so like a sapphire and darkness just kind of rolling over each other. And you hear Chameleon's voice say, "Help! Get us out of here!" And
was a chameleon.
you look in and you definitely see Chameleon, but Chameleon doesn't look like himself. He looks like a complete lizard, like from head to toe. Like he's just you recognize him because he's got like the variance patch on still, but the rest of him is just absolutely like full on lizard. And Takedown has got long hair, and she's looking like way buffer than she was. And Cliff looks like he's got no shirt on, and he's totally ripped, and he's got like this is no more mop, but instead he's got like a sword where his mop was. And he's like, "Get us out of here, guys! It's about time. We've waited 10 years for this."
They made me a hippie. Not okay.
It was 10 years.
They're holding out their hands for you to help them out.
Headmaster's on his way. Once he's here and tells us how to help you, we will.
Wait 10 more years for me to go and help.
They say the portal's gonna close.
now.
The portal's gonna
Yeah, you
close.
gotta help us now. Hurry.
Hey,
And then,
Correct. Last time I sat on my ass, bad things happened. I'm going to help.
I sense them with my detect genetic anomaly power. Like, is
Yes,
it them?
they are them. But then they get pulled
Is it-
back into the portal. And if you look into it, you can actually see they're being pulled back by this sort of this big green, like Hulk-looking guy. Except he's got body armor on, and he's got this whip, and he's like flailing them, and he's like pulling them back in. So now they're actually outside of your range to be able to grab them.
Okay,
they're
what
being
about
pulled back.
Guishins?
Yeah, I went to grab him.
You grab them, and now you're being pulled in. Like this guy is just like ganking you,
Did he-
and you just
I think he like grabbed them with his powers.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Was mine.
So as long as he's holding on with his powers,
Okay.
he's getting pulled in as well.
Can I try to stop him with my super strength? Like grab him and hold him and try to keep him from being dragged in?
Yeah. Go
I'm
ahead
going
and
for it.
just make a strength check. Not quite enough. You're stopping him from going in, but you're slowly getting dragged in further and further.
Oh God! Oh no!
I will make a move action perception roll to find the nearest genetic anomaly in 10 times normal human vision distance in a 360-degree arc, and I will drain the powers from the nearest genetic anomaly that is not one of us.
I hope they are not a flyer that is flying right now.
I just to be clear, I'm assuming you don't mean even the ones that are inside the portal.
Correct. Like just casting my senses out in a weird direction, some random genetic anomaly whose power
Rando.
signature I do not recognize, and I'm just gonna sap their power and pour it into Guaixin.
Our neighbors hate us.
Okay. Oh man.
guy's
Oh
eating his
man.
cereal.
I love it. Oh, I'm so glad you said this. I have someone prepared for this moment. Okay. Are you using your hyper technical one, or are you just reaching out randomly?
No, well, it's the one I can recognize who it is if I've sensed them before, yada yada yada. So it's not going to be like the headmaster in his car on the way somewhere, whatever. But yeah, just some random person. I find out what their powers are, and that's the first step. I've got to do the perception test.
All right, you find somebody within range. John Juarez. And his powers are...
Puppy Master?
Yes, Puppy Master. Yes.
All right. I will...
How did you know that?
Because you already gave us a partial roster of nearby genetic anomalies.
Oh, nice. I did. Okay, great.
And because Bootleg does his homework. So nominally he needs to make a fortitude save against a weakened will, and then needs to make a will save against an affliction, yada, yada, yada. But it's basically up to you, like, how good his saves are, I guess.
He is a 9-year-old child, so I'm going to just go ahead and say that whatever you want to do, you can go ahead and do.
Okay, then. So that's 30 character points goes into Guaixin to pour into his telekinetic power
I was
tree.
hoping that you would just take his powers and you'd be all of a sudden able to handle small dogs.
Yeah, I'm just gonna copy the Puppy Master and to be like, hey, you, and start summoning swarms of corgis to choke our foe in cuteness.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's a lot.
So now you are definitely able to pull back. The force that this guy is leveling against all of you is pretty great. It looks like it's about to tear Cliff's foot off, but also the portal seems to be shrinking. So you are definitely making some progress, but perhaps not enough progress to pull them out before the portal comes down.
Okay, so Corgi Swarm gave me an idea. So with 30 additional points here, that's a lot. I'm going to go ahead and at the same time that I'm pulling, I'm going to set an anchor for myself. And if I got to use a hero point to do all this, that's understandable. I'm going to set a big telekinetic anchor behind me. And then I'm going to just basically, like, anything that's on the other end of the portal that's not, like, tied down is going to just lift and just start smashing at this being and, like, just force punches and, just his own whip is hitting him in his face, stop hitting yourself. Whatever. It's just, I'm, pulling, anchored in, and also trying to get him, like, to have to deal with other stuff.
While he's doing that and I'm pouring power into him, I'm going to be hollering, Guaixin, you make the call. Can we pull them out in time, or are we going in after him? Like, while he's redoubling his efforts. So yeah, I trust teammates to make the calls when they're the ones that are the most engaged.
Go ahead and roll that attack, Guaixin, and then you can make that decision for that Bootleg just asked you.
And I'll take it. 26.
Okay, so you can. You're definitely making progress. You hit this guy. He's obviously loosening his hold. It looks likely that you're going to be able to grab at least 2 of your friends, but maybe not all 3.
That's not all 3, and the more fun of the 2 options is to go in. So that's, as far as I know, we're telling the dramatic story here, and that sounds like the dramatic story is on the other side of the portal. So we're going in.
There it is. Yeah, you have your call. Magnitude and Bootleg and Silhouette, how do you feel about going in the portal?
Yeah, no, Bootleg's going. Like, yep. once if Guaixin says we got to go in, then Bootleg's like smack, like between the shoulder blades, and then just he dives on in, like heard and acknowledged, and then Bootleg rushes the portal.
Yeah, I just yell out, I can't save all 3.
Somewhere on the phone,
just brought me back, but
somewhere on the phone, you're hearing Optimus say, "Hello, Is everything okay? Guys! What?
No, we're not.
Is there a phone there?
It's in the mansion.
Being sucked into another dimension!
Subtle reminder that if you don't end up telling them about the
I know. Well, can I hear that? Can I hear the phone?
No, you can't. That was just me being silly.
Damn it.
Unless Bootleg had the phone with him when he
No, I
came
mean
in.
it was like whatever landline phone the headmaster had on his desk.
So no.
Well, I'm still on the phone with the headmaster, and he's hearing this, so I'm just gonna be like, well,
No,
I
he
guess
hung
we're
up.
going in.
He hung up. He said
Headmaster
it was-
hung up.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was still on the phone. All right. Well, then never mind. I'm going in.
Silhouette?
Yeah, he went in.
Okay, so everybody goes in.
Silhouette is,
Yeah.
he yells at the, Justicar is like, there's the portal trying to suck us in, but and I guess he's from far away, he's yelling something about a threat coming and he's being sucked in the portal following the others.
Okay. The mansion and all of the trappings fade away as you are pulled in or jump in. There is this green Hulk-like figure who's whipping all of your friends, and all around you is sort of like, it looks like an underground cavern. These glowing blue rocks are everywhere, but they're not pleasantly glowing. They're glowing in a way that sort of pulsates and makes you ill to your stomach. And everything, even the rock, seems wet and soggy. To the point where like it's really hard when you step down on it, but there's also like just the littlest bit of a squish to it, so that it makes just the most obscene noise possible. And this gargantuan green thing just laughs when you fall in through the portal. Those of you who can't fly, go ahead and make me a toughness check.
Even those that were already in there.
No.
Oh, I can't fly, but I have something for this, I think. Finally, I use safe fall. Is
No.
there ground?
Yeah, no. If you were already in the portal, you don't have to do this.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
We're so used to it already.
Yeah, anything above a
that's-
15 would be fine. If you can fly, then you're fine too.
That's an
okay,
18.
so
I'm-
Chameleon, you are yourself, but you. I'll explain this later. We'll deal with all the cool stuff behind the scenes later. But you have a completely lizard-like form, and you have complete control over your body and over transforming. Takedown, you. Other than having longer hair, you just have a better power suite over your powers. You're faster, you're bigger, you're stronger, more awesome. You've been fighting. You have an increased amount of skill in fighting. You're basically like super Takedown on steroids, but they don't really have a whole lot of nice scissors here or hair clippers. So that's and of course Cliff is just looking a little bit like Ash, from Evil Dead. But yeah, you have this big Hulk-looking thing, and he laughs. And once you're all in the portal, he disappears after he laughs at you. Chameleon and Takedown. It's been 15 years since you've seen your friends.
It went from 10. They took extra 5 years with all those seconds.
Did I say 10 years before? It's been 15 years. It's been 40 years, everyone. Yeah. No, we'll go back. It's been 10 years since you've seen your friends. What are you thinking?
Like,
From your perspective, you fell into this portal, and you just basically didn't get a chance to open a portal again for 10 years. You've been trying for 10 years to get back home. You finally opened a portal, and instead of going out, they came back in after you.
You were supposed to pull us out, not come in.
idiots! What have you done?
You don't
I
think
could
we
only
tried?
I could only get 2 of you.
We weren't gonna leave.
Yeah,
somebody
we tried.
behind.
Cliff very stoically says, "You should have left me. It's what we talked about."
Oh
in
my
this
god,
situation.
you've gotten so melodramatic since you got here.
Give him a mop hand, and suddenly he becomes.
He has a sword now, you guys. Don't.
It's what I do. I would have stayed behind and cleaned up, just like I always do.
So, what is this place, y'all?
Cliff walks up to you, Bootleg, and he holds out his left hand to shake. It's good to see you again, sir.
I will shake his hand, and I will repeat my question.
With my right.
So,
Magnitude.
So where is
same
this?
thing. This is the Abyss. Unfortunately, you've entered into the realm of Sephirak. And she has been eagerly wanting to trap you.
Well, the joke's on her, because we trapped her instead.
I think
Oh, you kind of just trapped yourselves.
I think this is probably a good place to wrap it up, and we can do a little chat. But we'll have to deal with the infernal abyss and Sephirak starting next time. Thanks for playing, everybody.
Yeah,
Thank you.
this is a good time.
Chat was
That was
very
so fun.
active today. Thank you, chat.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happened.
Yeah, this is probably. I think this is competing for most fun episode at this point.
Really? That's high
Yeah,
praise.
It's
for
up
me,
there
yeah.
with,
Because we've
with
had
chasing
we've had some
tacos.
pretty crazy
That's
stuff.
the only thing we missed.
Yeah.
You know what I noticed about this one, and it's just the way that it goes is the variance. Like, I love, we have downtime episodes where nothing happens, and then we have these. We go from space, like on the other side of the galaxy, and all of a sudden now we're, and I honestly didn't plan for that, but it just struck me that like that would be an amazing. It would be amazing time to have Cliff. If Cliff hadn't have broke his arm, who knows. But yeah, this is good. We'll have to talk.
Glad we're keeping you entertained.
Hey, this is what the Optiverse is. It's a way of making Opti entertained. Chameleon and Takedown, we'll have to talk about increasing your character levels and your power levels, and you can be badass future versions of yourself.
Yeah. I feel like me and Rusty will need to talk about that, because Rusty seems to have that down.
That's right. Mostly just going to be extra points to spend.
And also Palmer and Master of Rem, you guys got some call outs to your characters today, so that was kind of fun. And we're going to come back in November with a crossover episode with the Cosmic Corsairs and the Justicars, so that's kind of neat too. So yeah, thanks for being here, everybody. This is pretty great. Anybody want to say anything in closing?
Thanks for the hero points.
Thanks for
seriously.
fast, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out.
This is always so much fun.
I agree.
Oh yeah, and Silhouette, like you're free. You're like no longer in imminent danger.
Yeah, and I'm not a
nice.
threat to galaxies,
All of humanity.
and all of humanity and shit. But I'm so weak now.
Now you're stuck.
Not,
Now he's stuck in the abyss with us, or whatever that place was called.
yeah, and he's not.
I feel like he
cosmically
would
empowered.
like it, though.
I feel like it would be a great comic book. Would be like Silhouette and Cliff Adventures in the Abyss. Like that would be a comic I would read. Okay, well, we're gonna leave it there, folks, and we'll see you back here in 2 weeks for the next episode of The Variants. Make sure to check out next Sunday when the Guardian Allies swing back into their second episode. That's pretty great stuff, so check it out. And yeah, make sure to check out all the other cool Shadowcasters Network stuff, including Rusty doing his, what is it, bi-weekly? Is that how you say
Yeah, it's every other Sunday. We played yesterday. We play it again in 13 days. You will storm in right now if you check us out in a few weeks in the middle of the grand melee of the Princess Marcella's name day tourney, where, spoiler alert, King Robert motherfucking Baratheon has decided to crash the melee. So he waded in full armor and started bashing heads to everyone's surprise and terror. So we're in the middle of that fight right now. So that's what we'll be picking up in 13 days.
Cool. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Peace out.
There.